With Robert Reese. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. With Robert Reese. Hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Get them hot facts. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. With Robert Reese. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hot facts. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hot facts. Gig economy. Robert Reese. News channel. Gig economy. News channel. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. 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 Hey. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. Hot facts. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Gig economy. News channel. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Much love, everyone. Let me hit this comment box. T Money, what's up? TFT, everybody else out there. I want to welcome everyone to Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. through 3 p.m. It could go a little further if it gets a little hotter. I got my Reese BBQ shirt on because we are flamed up today. We are flamed up today. I want to give a big shout out to everybody out there. It don't matter what gig you are doing, from medical to food to lumber. It don't matter what you are doing. If you are out there on the grind, making it for yourself, I don't care about what it is, no tip, no trip, any of that. Throw it out the window. If you are making it for you, give yourself a round of applause. And you know what? Let's go ahead and make sure we give you a round of applause here. I want to give everyone a round of applause. If you are doing a gig, you are making it for yourself, and you don't care, and you have been doing it the righteous way. We got a lot of great news. More finance. Woo, boy. You all know people. All right. Some people may have seen it, but I'll go ahead and play it again, which is a great thing with having your own show. You can play your own clips to let people see what's going on. Now, off the top, I want to let everyone know that this is a very different show. Very different show. Link is going up right now because this is a very different show. I put it up every single show, but what I'm telling you guys is this. It is a very different show. Primarily, man, I saw the videos, like a day and a half ago, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what to say about these things. I just don't know what to say about these things. Whoo! I never thought this day would ever come, but it did. This day came. And for the gig world out there, there's been videos out there in the past where it said that from Pedro that there is a mutual respect about certain things. And this is where that mutual respect is visible right now. There's been times where I have gave props to people, and for until I gave them the props, it's just been beef. But whenever it comes to, I have to give them props. I have to give them props. Because I got to say this to every person that does no tip, no trip also. Every single person that does no tip, no trip also. This live right now, I have no beef with any of you guys. Any. There is no beef with any of you guys. None. What's up, Bohemian Monkey? Brandon's Recovery TV. No tip, no trip. There is no beef with any of you guys. There is no beef with anyone that calls people miserable human beings. I have no beef. This is literally a celebration day to where we all are on the same side, because there is only one person and one person only. There is only one person and one person only who has truly crossed the line. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get into him, but more finance. I'm just letting you know right now, the clip I'm going to show right now, I put you in the same category as the destruction of the clip that I am going to show right now. I just want you to know, you may not know who HotFacts is, and today is your worst day. Today is your worst day. Today is your worst day of all time. You may not have watched me. You don't know my background. You don't know what I know about medical and all of this other stuff. You just don't know. Today is your worst day on the gig world, or in the gig world, on top of whatever it is that you do, which I did one video and I said, you know what? He's sketchy, because first of all, the video, you went out and you were like, let me go ahead and the tips and all this other stuff, and my whole body just went into like a shock, and no one has ever done that. And throughout that whole time, I felt that, but then I had a bigger battle at hand, of a battle to where I am putting that battle aside, because I know that everyone involved in that battle, we all agree on the same thing. So more finance today is going to be the first day of and I don't care what you do to come back and say anything. You better know that you are dealing with hot facts with Robert Reese. You have crossed the line to the point to where there is no return. So whenever I mention you, and I'm going to give you some props on some things, and then that's when it's going to stop. After that, today is the day where you have entered the hot realm of hot facts, to where Pedro, Hannibal, the whole rideshare crew, everything that has been going on with hot facts, no one has ever entered here. And today is a celebration, because I feel like, dang, maybe today can be, you don't know what, I can talk to some of these people now, and we can actually like get over some of the stuff that we had, because what you did has brought me into a different light in my own self, to where I'm like, look, man, all this stuff we are doing here on YouTube for the gig world, and we are making our channels grow and people are watching us and all this other stuff. We understand that there's a game that we are playing. There's a bubble that we are in. What you do is all right. Even Pete just does clickbait. He doesn't talk about what's like. He'll read some emails. He may go across two that are right, and then there's one where it's all the way left field. I mean, like left field. I mean, you need Wanda and Doctor Strange to go find that, and Professor X. It's all the way left field. He does that. He has never crossed the line. Dustin is driving. Smack a veg. When I first came into the thing, I was like, oh, this dude is doing his thing. He has never crossed the line. No one has crossed the line like this. For those of you who don't know, I lost my son a few years ago, and he was just about first grade. All right. When the pandemic first started, my son passed away at Loma Linda Hospital. I witnessed 9 kids in 13 days pass away. We were not able to stay at the Ronald McDonald's house. That was when COVID and everything first started. I was born with mitral valve prolapse, a kidney disease that's not curable. I was diagnosed with gout at 18 months, all this other stuff. Medical and everything. I went to school. I have my thing in kinesiology, a national cert in nutrition. When it comes to the medical and people that have things, I'm a donor. My license says I'm a donor. I am a donor. When it comes down to things like this, I draw the line, and no one in the whole gig world, and there has been some battles, how I represent the people. I represent the people. Non-stop, I represent the people. Man, can't believe this, man. Cannot believe this. What's going to happen is right now, because I am built up with emotion right now that I have never had. Pedro has never boiled my... Pedro has never... He has never got under my skin this much. Pedro has never gotten under my skin this much. Because what me and Pedro do, we are battling, we are in different... It's like NBC, ABC, things like that. It's like that. Like there is no hard feelings, or we may feel a certain way when we are doing battle, but outside of that, humanity, manhood, respect, dignity, integrity, all that other stuff. So all of that stuff is on the table there, and I embrace all of that from everyone who I disagree with in the gig world. This is where Rideshare Rodeo and Gary and all them and Hannibal and everybody else that I have said anything with, you know what, you guys, today, like literally today, and I will say this today also. Today is the first day in November. It is National, Native American Month. All right. So that means everyone that is a Native American, which means you're Cherokee, if you are Native American, today is the first day of the month. They gave you 31 days. Today is the first day of that. So today is the first day to where bread was broken with people. We were able to show things and all this other stuff. Disney they were even able to make Pocahontas. Dancing with Wolves and Kevin Costner was made, man. Come on now. I celebrate all of that. I'm American, and I understand pride and dignity and integrity. And today, no one who I have ever had an online beef with about different values or this or that, no one has ever crossed that line. No one has ever crossed that line. More finance. Today is your day. You are going to get it. And I'm going to show you what I feel you are equivalent as before I start to get in and dig in your butt. Because I'm going to dig in it. And today, people, you guys are going to hear things that you have never heard HotFacts say before. Never heard me say before. But before we get into all of that, I'm going to show you where more finance, the realm where I put you in with the people that do these things. All right. Subscribe to get notified. Give me a thumbs up. Share this. It helps out. Today is a great day. Reese BBQ. We flamed up. I got 2 spatulas ready to go ahead and give it to you. All right. So now I am going to play this one. All right. I'm going to play this one right here first. Let me go ahead and hit mute.
The thrill, the drama, the satisfaction. Think you can handle it? Play the official
More finance. More finance. I put you in that category. Someone wild enough to go shoot up the scene. It's like you will plot your death and write your will. Three-year-old was shot, 14 shot. This is in Chicago, but check this out. Here's what more finance would do. Let me go talk to the people and say, hey, I'm trying to raise money. I'm trying to raise money to help the victims. And he goes ahead and puts the money in his own thing. That's what more finance would do. That's why I put you in that saying you'll go shoot up the whole thing. And because they can't find you, you go come out smiling like, oh, man, ooh, wop-de wham. I had to share that news. I had to on my show. That's Hot Facts. The link is up. When I go ahead and talk about all this stuff, y'all can talk about that because we will talk about that. These idiots that just go ahead in Chicago, shot Iraq and just shoot up stuff and shoot up innocent people. 14 people get shot. But then more finance is going to go ahead around the block, walk around with this backpack on and a tablet and say, hey, knock, knock. Man, did you hear what happened, man? 14 people got killed. There's not enough money to go around for the funerals. So what we are doing is we're raising money for the families to make sure that they can get a proper burial or hospital bills paid for. So whatever happens, the families are not going through, because we all know that this case is going to go for a long time. And we want to make sure that they are not going to be hit and go in debt at this time. So what I'm doing is I'm going around with my team here. We are also here with the Red Cross. They'll have a laminated picture of the Red Cross there. That's not even the Red Cross. We are here. The Red Cross is also involved. We have our tablet here. All we're asking you to do is to donate $25, and that $25 can help. And all you can do is just do it for just this one time. Some people do it we're asking to do it for a monthly thing because we don't know how long it's going to be, but we're just asking you if you can do a one-time donation. Check this out. Some people will sign up and put their credit card information. And people, I'm telling you how it works. That's more finance on YouTube with the Gig World. That's what I have witnessed myself from just me being in for 9 months. That's what I have witnessed. That's what I have witnessed. I have witnessed Nugs go out there and lose a challenge where he cleans up parks. He does, but he actually does what it said to actually do when you lose. My son had truncus arteriosus. One of his surgeries, my son almost died in that surgery, and there was a family there with someone who had cancer. Young girl, my family took over the whole ICU area. They had everybody praying, every room that had somebody up there. Man, the rabbi and all of them were not there, but my family was up there. My Aunt Tina, my mom, my Aunt Cookie, and all of them, because my Aunt Cookie is also a social worker, and she knows everyone in the hospitals also. So it just came to where I was up there with my son, who was he survived. They did not, but they were up there doing the whole thing. There was no one up there raising money for cancer. There was no one downstairs raising money for cancer. There was no one doing that. More finance. You know what? I'm going to play the video that I did earlier before I really go ahead. Because, T Money said, RIP take off. We are about to take off. Full flight. Full flight. Uber Lyft Phoenix. Sorry that you have to be in this, but you have to because of some of what More Finance has done. You're not in there for any of the, trust me, you are not in there for any of the takeoff in the flight. You are not. Just got to reference you because of the connection. Outside of that, Uber Lyft Phoenix, you are out of the woodwork also. All of my worst enemies are out of the woodwork. All right. Let me go ahead and play this one now.
So his incentive.
What's up, people? You watching Hot Facts with me, Robert Reese.
Or independent contractor, your word is your bond. Because we don't have a boss breathing down our neck, our reputation is everything. So if you're not honest, eventually you will get caught. You're not going to be able to lie forever because there are a lot of charlatans out there. There are a lot of people who are looking to take advantage. They'll use mental health, they'll use giveaways, they'll find ways to manipulate you to click subscribe, to watch their videos, because in our niche, gig economy, this type of niche pays very well on YouTube. So his incentive to continue to manipulate his audience to get paid was strong because the money is there. The problem is eventually everyone will find out your nonsense. And now he has more problems than he had to if he would just told the truth. If he would just said, hey, I didn't make that challenge, I'm gonna go shave my head, that would do pretty well for his channel. That would show that he's actually a man of honor, a man of integrity. But unfortunately, that's not who he is right now.
So, all right now, gig world, we got to talk about this right here. Now check this out. I take the first order of every day. First one you get, the first one you take, because that could be the one that leads to something great. I do that no matter what. Little controversy in what I did yesterday. First one I took was $10.04 for, it was 10.4 miles for $8.58. But it was the first order of the day. I take that. But check this out. Even after taking that, I ended up with my calculations at $1.43 per mile, per dollar, per mile. So I ended up being A-okay. Check your numbers. If people say $1 to $1.50, if ain't nothing going on, that is what you should take. That's what I did yesterday. Ended up pretty good. But check this out. I'm not clickbait. I don't do any of this stuff here. I went on a video where he went to people's homes trying to see what they actually tipped and all that. I said that was wrong. This dude does a lot of wrong stuff. I was one of the ones who did my videos on Hot Facts because I am the gig channel for the news. That's what I do. Now this dude right here, now let me take this off. Show y'all. You guys stereotype me all the time. I'll take all the stereotypes. He wears a do-rag. He got a long beard. He speaks his mind. He says what it is. But here's the one thing you cannot say about me. I represent the people. I represent the merchants. And I represent drivers who want to make sure their business is right. There will no be deactivations for doing this. Uber Lyft Phoenix. There will be no one being said they're scamming people. I do my stuff on the air and everything else like that. There ain't none of that stuff going here. There ain't no clickbait. I talk about everything that I put up there, and it makes all the sense. This clearly right now has to make him the most hated man in the gig world. Take your attention off of me and talk about these drivers who are manipulating people and manipulating drivers and manipulating just people, period. This dude is ridiculous. His name is More Finance. Now, I have said this too. Now, check this out. We all know how I feel about Hannibal. I'm not even going to call him Cannibal because he's Hannibal right now. He said something true. He said something right. He brought up Hot Facts and he brought up videos to prove. That's what I do on Hot Facts. I got to give respect where it's due because that's what I would have did if I had that footage too. And if I known it was going on way back then, not to where I jumped in. I've only been in about 9 months now. not all the time what these people think. Okay. Mushi Moose said, when your channel grows slow, it shows integrity. When it grows fast, it shows ego. Well, let me tell you this. When you put up all the right stuff and it grows the way it does and they like your stuff, then it is what it is. It grows like that. But I will tell you this, by the content you put up, the information you put out there, the people who you help or don't help and everything else like that, your integrity shows through that. When you do community work, when you help the homeless, when you do all this stuff, you are doing all this, your integrity and what you do shows from that. I hope everyone sees my business practices. Okay, now let me take this off so I can go ahead and get into what you guys want to say. Hey, yes, it goes like that. I took it off. Now I'm in your world. I'm not in what you guys categorize me as, but I'm still that too. So it don't matter what you say. My vibe is through and through. But more finance, ooh, Hot Facts is coming to get you. People, and I'm going to say this right now, instantly. Everyone knows how I feel about Hannibal. Everyone knows that I have called him an Uncle Tom and everything else. Today, man, I'm erasing that. Because today is a celebration. We really have found the lowest, the dirtiest scumbag in the whole gig economy. There is no one even on this level. I have gone at people, and you guys know what the news channel that I have have no filter. I'm going ham because I'm the news. I don't care if people say, what's he trying to prove? I have nothing to prove. I'm the news. You do it. I don't even care if you don't say nothing about me for like a year. And then you don't do anything weird for a year. And then the first time you do something weird, I'm going to report on it. I'm the news. I have nothing to lose. I don't care. Everyone's got to get that through their mind and just respect what it is. It is what it is. I'm the news. And I thought this dude was going to try to, like cut some of that down. You got guys like Nugs out there that really likes to do research and make videos and do all of the editing to call you out. Nugs, you did a great video, young kid, Nugs, you did a great video up there with you, Nugs. You did a great video. Hannibal also did a great video because he part in the stuff that Nugs did not bring in. Great video. People are like, how is he getting along with Hannibal and Pedro and everyone else? And my deepest feeling of my existence, I have no feeling of them that they would ever do anything like this. Ever. Ever. Not one time. Not one time. I don't even get like a tickling feeling that they would ever do it at all. Not one time. This is where that separation comes. And this is where you people out there who watch the gig world, you have to understand who Hot Facts is. I report on the news and I report on things that people should be doing instead of messing it up because I know what's going to happen later on down the line. You may not like the message and how upfront I am when I bring it, but you got to respect it because this is not respectful. I've been not watching all of his videos because I can't sit there and watch them. But what he did do his last video when he gave the top tips, he gave a lot of great tips on because of how everyone's trying to do all these things. If you accept your orders, even the ones that are mediocre, the mediocre ones will get you to a big one. I understand all of that, and I'm going to give him props on that. He did not lie about any of that, but he was just trying to make himself look good like the politician guy, make himself look good by saying some things and they can all talk about this. And let's forget about this, that And here's my biggest issue with him. If you are in the gig world, it doesn't mean just food delivery. You can be doing ride share. You can be doing medical. You could have found someone that has their own thing and you are doing things for them to add that in your total. But what we would like to know is say exactly where the money is coming from so we can see exactly what the totals are. That's it. Now, when you don't do that, and I know you did put Lyft in for like $146 or something else like that. All right, you got Lyft in there. Your name is More Finance, which means that you may have clientele that you work with who watch you and you are an unlicensed financial advisor for them and they are paying you money. You could have went and collected on all of your monthly fees at one time and then added that up and put that in, but you have not told that. I do sales. Buddy, you are dealing with a whole different person. I have ran rooms and businesses, did it for other people before I did it for myself. You are dealing with a whole nother beast right now. You could have clientele, how people have personal trainers and they have a CPA, and you could be helping these people out and you make money like that. I'm not taking that away from you. But what the gig world wants to know is if that's part of what you are doing, state that, because that is a gig. Don't leave them out there making people think that you just made all this stuff and that's what it is. Now let's get further deeper into that. We finna get in your ass, boys. Let's go ahead and spread these cheeks up a little bit. And I'm talking about the cheeks in the mouth from the cow people. You know, those cheeks make good sandwiches when you get that good meat out the cheeks. Let's expose that tongue. People are like, oh, he good with his words. Yeah, people, I know I am. And he's about to get it. Crack these things. More finance. How many people do you have that actually talk to you? We all know that Sin City, Richard, TMB, them money boys, they have a Discord. People pay for that to learn. They have proof of that. Where is your proof that adds into your numbers? People say HotFacts. I show my stuff. I show it here live and everything else. People are like, why are you talking about showing proof when, we heard you say that you're not going to do it anymore because I've done it so often. But check this out, people. I have never gone the route to put up a video, put on pink and say I'm doing things for cancer. And then when the video's almost done, he makes all this damn money, which makes me think that he's going to each door and he's pitching his pitch for cancer when he's doing his thing for his delivery. And that makes in the money, which is what goes into this whole thing. And he has no way to back this up or prove it. He has no way to prove it. So let me tell you how he got all that money that fast. It was either he had people that he was doing financial work with on the side because he has 30-something thousand people that watch him on YouTube. That's enough to get someone to say yes and sign a contract without you talking too much. He can get idiots just like that. It's sales. Idiots will sign anything if they think they will get something out of it. That's the way it works. Which will make him the real wolf of Wall Street, but the real wolf of the gig world. He's doing the corporate sales that I know in the gig world to make his money, and he's the wolf. There's no one talking about that, but we talking about it right now because I'm fed up with this BS, man. We talk about miserable human beings and we talk about drivers that do. Now we can talk about all the drivers that do the ill stuff to the customers, say, well, this and all of that. Well, then you're probably trying to get out because you're on his side. I got to separate you guys too now. Ooh, we got a slobber knocker. We got a slobber knocker. How you make that much money that fast? and you only show like $146 on Lyft. I will tell you how, people. Introduction, presentation, short story, and close. ABC, always be closing. If they don't know, they don't know. What they don't know, they will never know. All we do is teach them another way that's on the other side. He's doing sales and he's using his thing, which makes his name more finance, which he is getting people who are suckers on the street who are giving him money in order for him to go ahead and complete that video. He was going around collecting he was collecting premature rent like a week and a half ahead. Then once he got that money, he was going around and pitching the cancer thing and taking money from people. He already said that he did things that he normally would have never done. People, he said it all. You guys hate me for taking orders that you guys think don't have anything that's worth, and then I show you that I got paid this much off of that order, and you got someone that is literally manipulating people. How many times has he gone to a place and just said it's not open for a video just to get that half pay to go get another one that he had on the stacker that he had? Uber Lyft Phoenix, I'm sorry, G. I feel, in my own opinion, you were just clicking that they were not open, and you did it way too many times throughout the whole week on restaurants to make your money and do your videos, and you got deactivated. So it was fraud. More, and this is where I tie you in, and then I say I'm not going to say anything else. This is where I tie you in with more finance, the worst scumbag of them all. The worst scumbag of them all. He's been deactivated so many times for doing all of these things, and he has on videos where it says that it was fraud. What makes me think that you tried to slide it over a little bit and think you were good. You got caught, you got deactivated. They kept your money because they probably figured out how much money you made, that they overpaid you, and they know that you are not going to fight it and try to get it back. So you were just driving for someplace else because they are the big dogs. That's what I get from that. Now I am dismissing you from this whole thing. This guy right here will do anything. It's not even a win. More finance will not, it's not even a win. Who is he going against? Is he going against Bentley Coupe? Is he going against your driver, Mike? Is he going against Dustin is driving? Who is he going against? Because no one cares about this stuff. What he did was this. Throughout his whole history, he has someone that made the comment on every video, supposed to give him all the money, the $100. He does giveaways and all this other stuff, and the people don't get their stuff. He does that too to get the views. He has someone that made a video about that. Everything else. He will do whatever it is when he goes to a door to get extra money out of someone. So what he is doing is he's perpetrating. He's conniving. He's scheming. He's a thief. What if your grandma was going to a fake church? What if your grandma was going to a fake church and they were taking all of her money? But this dude went up to the door while doing a delivery, and then he pitched another game, which is a violation. You are not supposed to go up to a door and pitch any other business or anything else like that. That is a violation of the contract that you signed. Everyone knows that. But he's doing it to get extra money. Now, who knows if when he's not doing deliveries, if he's just going door to door to collect money and then go ahead and do it. Now, who's to say that he didn't even make that money and he just put those numbers up and he's got us all in this frenzy right here? Shame on him the same way. He's still a scumbag. Anytime you use cancer, fuck anything else out there. We all know what cancer does. You all of a sudden make $320 a day for like 10 days straight. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, because you could just go out there and just accept all your orders and work the whole shift. You know we have to stop because we are under the transportation guidelines with the laws. We cannot just drive for a certain amount of time all day. We have to stop and then let it redo to then go back. Unless his multi-app and was going 24 hours, I'm not saying it's not possible, people. I'm not saying, because I understand how it can happen. Highly unlikely. Highly improbable. It's got me inscrutable at the moment. You guys know what inscrutable means? It means I'm scratching my head in layman's terms. But this guy is someone that they say, oh, man, people, go ahead and check out more finance and not hot facts. Everyone, go check out all these people on Not Hot Facts. I am the only gig channel that brings you real news about what really goes on and really talks about it. And people want to get diverted away from this. Sin City, my main man, Richard, is in the building. People, let me let you know. This is my main man. He was in Irvine, and I wrote him on one of his videos. He was across the street from where my mother-in-law lives. Richard is in the building. TMB, them Vegas boys, them money boys, they have a lot to prove. They have been proving it, and I know this man has something to say. The floor is yours, my man. It is on you.
I just want to say congratulations to all of the brand new top dashers who took the chance for the month of November. I'm already seeing exponential results in my Discord. People are posting results of their first dashes as a top dasher, getting larger orders than they've ever seen. People that are in the large order program getting fire tips higher than they've ever seen before. And it's just, all in all, just good information. And it's really cool just to see the community coming together in that small little circle of top dasherism and seeing it be profitable and not be a negative thing that has been talked about for the last, year and a half or so on YouTube. So yeah, it's really cool to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I did watch a video where he has another plan about another program that they have that he is working on. I'm not gonna go into much into that, people, but I watched the videos. People, Hot Facts watch, and I cannot wait to see what he has going on with that. Now, did you see this stuff with more finance?
Oh yes. So, oh man, yeah, that's not good. I guess we're all looking at Nug's video, right? That's where we're all kind of getting our information from. So,
well, no, you got to look at Hannibal's also. You got to go check out.
I didn't look at Hannibal's. I just looked at Nug's when he first came out, and I guess he kind of lied about how much he was making, and then kind of maybe fluffed his numbers also. I didn't see Hannibal, so if you got a few quick tips on what he brought out, what's going on with him?
All right, well, check this out. Hannibal did And we all know how I feel about him, and I got to give respect where it's due, because I would have did the exact same thing if I knew and I knew where to go get the video and make my video off of this. Hannibal went and got out, because he's been doing this for a while. Hannibal went out and got out all the other people, the Tanner Markleys and all the other people that have went out like a year ago and a little bit further than that. And this is a MO, okay? And Hannibal's video, from what I have seen myself from being here for 9 months, I have seen the video, so where I was like, this guy is kind of like, he's kind of shaky, but I understand that he could have another business on the side to where he's helping people with financial things. I get that. But how he's doing it with the gig world, and he's doing all right. If there's dirty apping, he's doing dirty sales and tricking people and having people go ahead and give him money to do his thing. What Hannibal did was brought other people from the gig world who have the chat channels, who have said something about it, and they have brought it up because they have been watching. And when I have seen myself, and I'm like, dang, because I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and just put a pause on that. When he was trying to do the whole tip thing and the customers, and I was like, that's kind of crossing the line right there all the way. I was like, I would never do that stuff that he does. But no, he goes and does other stuff. And what he did was, and this is where people got to understand, and this is where I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out on this part right here. As a content creator, if we are making a video, and in the beginning of your video, of any video, you're saying that you are raising money for cancer, you're wearing a pink and all of that stuff, in the middle of your challenge to make the $5,000, you are so far behind on making your $5,000 that all of a sudden these numbers just pop up out of nowhere, and you are doing a cancer donate and raise money thing.
Mm-hmm.
That this is where, as a content creator, the line that you cross the line, because if you're doing anything with cancer or medical, man, come on now, you got to show that.
You want to hear my 2 cents on it when I seen what he was saying and how everybody's kind of blown it out of the water? For
Go
me,
ahead.
I see it as this. He's going to donate $1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's making $5,000 in a month. Now, for me, I laughed at that as soon as I heard it, because I was like, if you're going to go make $5,000 in a month, why don't you just go work for like 5 days for DoorDash and just go donate $1,000? If you made a video about you grinding for 5 or 6 days, making $1,000 and taking all of that 1,000 and donating it to the charity, or making a post and saying, guys, I have $1,000. Which charity do you guys want me to give it to you? That would have been and stretched farther. But for you to create a video and then to sell your merch and then try and say, I'm going to give percentage of sales, that's a funnel. You know, that's like a pyramid scheme is the way I look at that. Is I'm top dog sitting at the top here. Where's my camera? That I'm sitting at the top and I created all of this stuff that you didn't ask for, and I want you to now buy it. And then once you buy it, I'll give away 20%. To me, that's a joke. If you were already going to donate and you were already a philanthropist type of person, you would have just taken $1,000 and donated it without bullshit videos, without having to try and make videos for 30 days, run this content, click for views. That's my personal perspective on that. So I think it's a joke the way he did that.
Well, we would have seen him sign if he would have done it like that. And what you said is all the way, people. Let me let you know my business skills, people. He would have done it the way Richard just said, and he would have had a video of him signing the 501c3 to make sure it's going directly to where it is going to, and that would have been part of the video. For those of you who do not know, a real charity, you know, they have to go through the same things, kind of like a business, and it's a 501c3. When it's 501c3, you know it is all the way fully legit, real charity. They get to write that all the way off. They get that thing to put with their taxes. They can take a picture of it, put that inside their TurboTax and everything. That's what happens right there. So what Richard is saying right now is, if this is what was supposed to happen, some of the things Richard said should have happened. And since it did not happen, it just leaves everyone up for speculation. But
it was a cash grab. He tried to create a cash grab. He
right,
tried to, and not only that, if we just think back maybe 2 weeks before he started, he also copied Ryan Trahan in taking 30 days to take a penny to Mr. Beast. That was
right,
that's what he grabbed onto and said, well, I like that idea. I'm going to do that same type of idea, but I'm going to throw it into my type of niche, which is DoorDash. So I'll sell my merchandise, I'll create a fundraiser, and I'll, instead of feeding homeless people, he's giving away to breast cancer. You know, whatever one you want to choose, I guess is fine. But the way he did it was, it's like, I feel like he took the popularity of what Ryan had done, taking the penny to Mr. Beast, and jumped on the little train, tried to create a new one because he wanted to sell merchandise for himself. And here's the biggest kicker that I don't believe is, how do we know you really give 20%? And how do we know exactly how many sales you made? Because if he's going to give 20%, this is where he's going to have to give away his numbers. And no business person really wants to go, well, I'm buying them for 17. I sold them for 37. After shipping, I made 9. Nobody's really telling you that. And I doubt More Finance or Blake is going to do the same thing and be like, okay, guys, check out this business model that I created for the last 4 or 5 months or year of my life. Let me now just share it with everybody that watches me so you guys can mimic and copy exactly what I'm doing, and you can see exactly how I'm making revenue. So I don't believe his stance on the way that he went into it. I believe he faked it. And obviously we saw that he didn't have any integrity through the challenge, or else he would have just busted his ass the entire time and not had to have made fake videos or faked his numbers. If he was an honest person, he would have just made a video and said, guys, guess what? I got my ass handed to me. Yes, it's a fail. Yes, it sucks. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was right, but I didn't do it. But hey, you know what? I tried my best. I'm sorry I wasn't able to give it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make this right by taking $1,000 or $700 or whatever it is, rest of my money, and donate that. Who cares about the 5,000? The 5,000 was money in his pocket. The whole thing was $1,000 for charity. And it's like, we all know how fast you can make $1,000 off of gig work. That shouldn't take anybody more than probably 5 days to do it. You know, so it's like, for him to milk it for 30 days, something
for 30
fishy.
days. It's really
Fishy.
fishy.
And I think that's why Nugs really came out with it and kind of burned him on it, because it's like, dude, I'm in the same group as you. We kind of have the same, you know, subscribers. Those two is what I'm talking about. They have about the same subscribers. They're working the same people. They're trying to do the same things. But one individual is literally trying to make money, and one individual is creating content, and by side effect, he's earning money. He's not
earning money.
trying to, right?
Right.
So and that's
ahead.
Nugs. Nugs creates content, and the side effect of him creating content is money. And he's like, oh shit, well, that's cool. I mean, I didn't really do it specifically for that, but I created content, and cool, I get to enjoy the fruits of my labor. But Blake was doing, hey, I want money. This is how I'm going to get money. And if I do this, then I'm going to take it. You know, it's a different perspective. He's
the wolf. He's the wolf.
Yeah.
And I want people to understand that you guys see his name and you guys might say, well, what's his real name? Is his last name Moore? You guys got to understand, Moore and finance. People, you have to understand what you are looking at. Just look at the word, just take the regular word more and finance. More finance. Now, whenever I see those two things in the same sentence there, I am going to look deeply, because I know what that can mean. That can mean that he is doing exactly what he is doing, which made me just look at him and just say, hey, man, I'm crossing T's and dotting I's. You know what I mean? I've been doing it and watching, and I've been like, well, you know what? I've been thinking it, but kept it on the back burner, which is why he has not been a focal point on Hot Facts. But now, you know, I can now use my information and data that I have been doing myself. And when this comes, I'm like, hold up now. I'm not an idiot. George Bush said 1 time, 2 times, 3 times won't happen. It will not happen. And this dude right here will do anything. He will do anything. He's like the used car salesman that no one really like you.
That's such a good. That's a good analogy. Yeah, he's like the used car salesman. It's like you already know when you walk on the lot, you're gonna get berated. You're probably not gonna care what that dude has to say. You don't. You're not trying to buy the car he's trying to sell you. You want the car you want. He's gonna sell you whatever he can because he doesn't give a shit about you, right? And it's I almost feel like I don't want to say that's what Blake is doing, that he doesn't give a shit. But if you look at his business model, he has, more finance. Then he's got, like more shorts. He's got more basketball. He's got more how to tie your shoes. He has like 17 different channels, and he's trying to do the whole Mr. Beast thing. Is what it is. I'm sure he'll come out with more finance in Spanish if he has enough money to do it, right? Because he's trying to capitalize on people's views because he knows views makes money, and I feel like that's all he's really stretching for. He's like, and I'll go back to Ryan Trahan again because I feel like this is the biggest influence of the decision that he made. Which he's not as good of a YouTuber as Ryan. He doesn't have the following behind him to do a 30-day challenge, to have millions of people watch you. It's like he's going a little too long, I feel like. And $1,000, I'll get back to the point, it only takes like 5 days to make $1,000 off DoorDash. Or gig work, he could possibly take even less days. If he really wanted to give $1,000 as a donation and be that person, he should have just fucking donated it. I don't know.
Yeah. Because he knows he's gonna get it back anyway.
If he created good content, he would probably make $1,000 off of those videos, and then it's I don't want to say it's a wash for him, but he gets to pay for that and he gets paid back. It's almost like what I'm doing right now with my Top Dasher tour. I've been away from my house since October 13th or something like that, right? I've been on the road almost 20 something days now, living out of my car, right? And I'm creating content, but I didn't do this to make money, if that makes sense. I did this to create the content of Top Dasher, to show that you can go to different cities, you can go to different zones. It's not market specific like people say. I can go wherever I want as long as it's not a diamond zone that fucks me. Then I can go make the high dollar in that zone. That's like right now, I'm in Thousand Oaks right now. So I'm already headed back south. I'm pretty close to you now. 3 hours from you, 2.5 hours. And yep. I worked 2.5 hours this morning, and I made fucking $90 off of 2.5 hours out in this zone. I'm making 45, bucks an hour just in this zone for lunch, right? And right now I'm actually mixing down a video. So I'm about to upload this video. It's all done once I get off with you.
Rich. No. This question that I got for you, because you are out here now. When you switched out here, did they tell you about Prop 22, or did they tell you were going to get anything paid on that at all?
No, not at all.
Whatever happens is going to be a bonus.
I drove into Orange County and clicked, and it said, "Do you want to start dashing in Irvine, Orange County?" And I said yes, and that was it. There was no like extraness or anything. The only thing I ever received is because I worked longer than 12 hours one time. They sent me an email and said, "Hey, bro, you fucked up. Like, you worked longer than 12, and we don't like that. You need to cut it." Like, the way they were. They didn't say it like specifically like that, but they're like, "Hey, listen, it's 12.
You got to log off and wait, and then sign back on so it resets." Yeah, we have to do I go through that all the time.
Yep. Yeah. So other than that, that was like the only message they gave me that let me know that I was in like a different type of zone that is being a little bit more restrictive, like obviously California with Prop 22. So that was the only time I got any inclination of that. And then other than getting the adjustment pay, like that's freaking awesome, right? I just dash like I normally would, but all of a sudden on Monday morning, I'm getting an extra $150 something on the paycheck.
No, that's your Prop 22.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's what I was asking you. Yeah, see, on DoorDash you get it every week. On Uber Eats you get it every other week. So he said on Monday, yeah. So the adjustment pay was what the wait time and you waiting for the orders and what they said you should have got paid.
Yeah,
and they gave you So you got all right. So yeah. So now you see. Yeah,
it's crazy. So, and I'm going to say this right now, and you're hearing it first. Like, I'm sure it's going to come out on my channel as I make more videos, or they're going to see it throughout the month of November. But I don't believe we're going to stay in Vegas if we're going to dash, because I could drive 4 hours away and make double the money in just 4 hours of traveling away from where I live. And here's a big kicker. A lot of people leave comments like, "Oh, well, it's because your zone's so good. Like in my zone, I know it's not good, but I know your zone's good and you live 3 hours away." And I think this: if you're so smart and intelligent to understand that your zone is shitty and my zone is good, then why aren't you smart enough to drive for 3 hours to make the money, right? And this is the revelation we all just had by coming from
I'm
Las
so
Vegas.
glad you're saying this, Rich. You actually got Prop 22. Keep going. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So the revelation we had was, okay, well, we thought, Las Vegas is good and zones in Las Vegas are different. So you can make different money in different zones just by going to the ghetto or not going to the ghetto. And that's with any city or town, right? So that's no secret right there. But when I drive to, say, Thousand Oaks and the medium household income here is over $100,000 and I see $20+ orders consistently coming in on the phone, it should wake you up a little bit and be like, well, why would I deliver in Las Vegas when I can drive 5 hours here? I can make $300-400 a day. I can make $2,000 or almost possibly $2,500 a week in this zone. Now, we're going to be here for 6 days. This is day one. I've only made $100 today so far, 90 something dollars. But I've only worked 2 hours to do that. And now I'm editing and I'm going to go back out for dinner. It's 3:00 right now. So I'm going to deliver for 4.
I was going to say it's only 3:00. Yeah, it's only 3:00.
Of course. So I'm still headed out there to go for 250 plus or maybe 300. If I can make 200 for dinner, that'd be cool. I mean, maybe not, but I just think it's cool that I can come to different zones and make a stronger dollar, right? It comes faster, easier. So let's go back to the people that complain about zones. If they are so smart to knowing that their zone's shitty and they understand that other people's zones are better, then why can't they take the extra chance or the extra effort to drive to a new zone to make more money? Because I don't want to say like I proved myself. I already knew this was going to work when I left, but it's cool now that I've have the 18 or 19 days behind me saying, well, I did it. Who else has left their house for 19 days and dashed around and still made money? I still paid all my rent, all my bills in Las Vegas. And I'm about to do that for this month right now, also before the 5th. I'm planning on paying all my bills off in Las Vegas by the 5th of this month. And we're going back possibly on the 7th, So it's just kind of cool that I'm going to return back to Las Vegas and all of November is going to be paid for. And I might take a week off or something like that. Or, I really don't know at this point, but we're going to do some more planning. And we already know that we're going to do trips out to Cali and we're going to make our money that way and then drive back to Las Vegas and show that maybe DoorDash is I don't know how to say it, but a type of job where you can be where you want. So I almost want to use the word international, but that's not what I'm trying to say. But you can use your top dasher and use your dasher account and large order program in the top zones around your part of the country, wherever you are. There's rich zones all over this country. It's not just California side or New York side. It doesn't matter what city or state you're in. Inside each city or state has a really high end area, and that's the area that people should be going to, as opposed to complaining about how they can't make money.
Exactly. Now, I just got to ask you this because you went over all of that. And people, I hope those closed ears had them Dumbo flaps open right now because he just dropped a lot of jewels right now. But this right here, we got people in my own state. We got a guy who just came from another state, wrecking shop and getting an extra 100 and something every week. Now, to the people that don't understand what that extra 100 or something every week can do in terms of for your vehicle to make sure you can do your grind, explain that on if you use that money for that, for you to still do your thing. Explain how that can be beneficial for the drivers, especially in other states, if their states went ahead and did that.
Well, here, this is how I've been using it. So let's just say when you get that extra payment, right, and how it can help you through your week or your month or whatnot. So check this out. At the end of every single week, we've gotten our adjustment pay. I think my first adjustment was like $80. The second one was $156. And this last one was like $65, the 3 weeks that we've been here so far, right? So with each one of those adjustment pays, I've taken that money and put it in my gas tank to go to the next zone. So to drive for 6 hours or drive 9 hours and put, $90 in my gas tank. But what was so cool about waking up Monday morning and being like, boom, I got dropped 160. I'm like, cool. My entire gas is paid for and all of my meals to go to the next zone. But all the money that I made doesn't even get touched. It's still there. Not $1 goes away from it, you know, and it helps plan yourself better. You get kind of like a cushion, so to speak. But I also look at it this way: is it's free money. They just gave me free money, you know.
They just gave you. That's what I've been saying, Rich. Now you understand what I've been telling people. They give you free. I don't change anything what I do. I just know I get another check because that's what's gonna happen.
Because which is crazy, because it's like I could do the same hours in Las Vegas and work, you know, let's say I do 60 hours dash time, but it comes out to like, you know, 35 hours active time or something like that, right? Well, that 35 active that I dashed in Las Vegas I'm not getting 30 cents per mile for one, and I'm not getting my $18.94 per hour of active time. So without that adjustment in Las Vegas, I still put in the same time, the same effort, the same work, without the extra paycheck. That's a good way of putting it. Is California is just going to be like, on Monday, here's a paycheck because someone wrote some kind of law over here, and this state is just pissing money away. And if they're going to piss it away and we have enough knowledge to understand that, then you might as well, if you live close enough to California, dash in California and take advantage of what we have going on right now, because over the times it's just going to get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. Or what's going to happen is more people are going to come, more people. But right now we have the biggest opportunity right now with Top Dasher large order program. And I don't want to just say Prop 22 because there's other places that large order and Top Dasher really work in. But other than that, like, just be a little bit smarter with where you're working. We need to adapt and change. We'll put it like this way. If you watch YouTube channels, you watch a YouTuber for a little bit of time, and then you go to another YouTuber and you enjoy the time watching them, and then you subscribe to a new one, then you find some new person that introduces you to a new YouTuber, and you're like, wow, I never knew about that person, but I like that person. This is what we should be doing with our dashing. We should find a zone we like. We should work it well. Then we should figure out where better zones are at and then work those. And this is what I love about my Discord is people are in my Discord posting where the most fire fucking zones are. And I'm smart. I'm watching it. I'm driving there. Why would I drive to a low poverty zone and try and show you that Top Dasher works? No, I'm not going to utilize my time in a small zone to prove a point to somebody that makes little money in that zone when I can go drive to a zone that's going to pay me $300-400 a day. That's being smart. It's almost like this. If people want to complain about making money, did you know the library's free? You can go read books on how to become a millionaire for free, but none of you are doing that. But now that I just said that, 0.0000001% of these viewers are actually going to go do that. They'll put it this way too.
My goodness.
Out of all of the people that have been on Pedro's show,
keep going.
There's only been 0.00001% Sin City deliveries that actually pushed a message out to his viewers and the rest of the gig community, because people have been talking about it, but nobody had any actual solid facts. But for some reason, Richard or Sin City Deliveries has some validity behind it and has people questioning it. And when people question it, it's because they believe it.
Oh, my man. Oh, my man, 50 grand. Oh, my people. I've been waiting for the day. Oh, people. I feel like I just ate a whole meal. I drunk 2 32-ounce drinks, and I was only able to eat, well, not the whole meal. I was able to eat like half of it because I drunk 2 of the drinks, because I got one drink before, and then I was drinking some in the middle. All that Hawaiian punch is gone. People, let me tell you this. I've been waiting for someone to actually do what he did. He has liberated me. And I've been fighting, but I've been in shackles, it feels like. He has liberated me right now. He came into my state onto what I've been telling people. It's a bonus check on what you get. And everyone said, no, you only go out and take this you guys have all said that, know this, and no one has ever understood. He came out here and got the extra money, and he said out his own mouth right now, it was like a bonus. I just did what I normally did, and they just gave me that. That's exactly what I've been telling you guys. I'm not doing anything different. Nothing. I know how. Look, I'm good in my restaurants. I'm good in my communities. I control my zone around here. Like, I control it, and I don't work on DoorDash, so I can make sure I control what I'm trying to control. So I don't got to deal with all them other numbers. He came over here in the realm, in the game, with all those other numbers, and came out here swinging, hitting home runs like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, just out there, just knocking them out the park, just knocking them out the park. He's getting extra money and said, and check this out. He did what I say that I do. I said, people, all this extra money, I throw that in the gas tank so I can just go ahead and do my thing. And he said that that's lunch and gas. So whatever I'm making, I don't got to touch. People, I have been saying this. It took for this dude to get out here. Now, I want the rest of the gig world now, because I know you guys are watching, because we went off on more finance first. And now Sin City is here, and it's Hot Facts. You guys cannot tell me that you guys are not watching nothing about what's going on right now. I know you guys are.
Everybody is. Everybody is.
Everyone is watching this right now, and this man has done what I didn't call him. I didn't link up with his team. I did not do anything like this. What he has done was say, hey, I'm going to prove all you guys wrong on what we do on our end. It just so happened that, like, I was like, oh, I got to see all of this because I enjoy this. And then they came to my state and did it. Are you serious? What can I say? I cannot say anything else. He has came, he saw, he conquered with his team, and he told you guys exactly what happens here. Now, if any of you guys out there ever want to question me in California on what we got going on, don't question us. Question your state and go fight like they did here and what I did. MWA and all these other work alliances groups that were out there in the front lines, that they're trying to make it so it's not going to go into a union, so it can stay the way it is now. If it goes into a union, it's going to go worse, and we're not going to be able to do what we are doing now. If it stays like this, we will be good.
Who's pushing for the union, though, Robert? Who wants DoorDash or everyone to go union? Who is it?
All right.
What group is wanting it to happen?
All right, so here's the group that wants the union to happen. It's the drivers who feel like they don't see what the order is. They feel like the customer is not a real customer and all this. They don't want to go out there and really do their own business. Those are the ones that are saying that we should be getting this, and those are the ones that don't understand, and they are trying to push for a union. If it stays the way it is now, you can make the most of what you can make. Yeah. Once it goes to that union, all that's gone, and everyone is screwed, because now it's going to affect everything.
Yeah, the union is going to want their piece. They're going to want their cut. And I don't know much about DoorDash. You know, just like last time I told you, I don't really know a lot about it. But I'm guessing the people you're talking about are the ones that don't work as hard, the ones that don't bust their ass, the ones that quite possibly could be a little lazy. Are these the people that we're talking about?
Yes, it's a percentage of people that are, but that percentage is infectious. And it's infectious across the whole United States, though, to where
you see it in everything.
The whole market started here in California. The whole market started here, and everything that we have going. We have Massachusetts now. We have in New York. They have some things going on, and maybe they're doing some test trials in other places. I know Washington has a guarantee for the drivers, but California, we have it set to where if it goes anywhere beyond this, it's gonna be crazy, and we will not make no money. Real Talk with Roy is on. Also, go ahead, Vince. Let Vince go ahead, and then we'll let Sin City go ahead, and then Roy just hopped in. We'll go ahead and go in that order.
Well, hello,
Vince,
Robert,
Sin, and then Roy.
I wanted to thank you. I know you couldn't stay long the other day when you were watching my Halloween special, man, but thanks for popping in, all right? I really do appreciate that.
Nope.
And Sin City, it's a pleasure to meet you. Real Talk with Roy, pleasure to meet you as well. I know you guys are new. I'm new to YouTube. Today's day 21. So I just started my channel 21 days ago. So I did some research for you, Robert, on DoorDash. I figured next time I got on with you, I'd give you this little tidbit of info. So I called my family up in Oklahoma. They live right next to the casinos. I'm talking like 10 miles away. Okay. So I was like, hey, have you guys ever thought about doing DoorDash next to the casinos? And I mean, they're connected to a taxi service. Okay. So they already have the cars. So they can literally do taxi service and do DoorDash. So check this out. The county where they live next to the casinos won't allow DoorDash to exist. They won't let it come. And I'm talking a pretty fairly large city. Okay. If you know anything about Oklahoma and the area that I'm talking about, specifically around Durant, it's got a huge, massive area for gambling, casinos, shows, and whatnot. They won't let them do DoorDash there. They won't even like give them a chance to get a license. They'll go around it, but they won't let them do it in that county. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know why, but they won't let them do it.
I don't know why either, but you know what? Casinos and traffic, with stuff going on, maybe they got some type of security.
Right? Wouldn't that be a lot of money? I mean, DoorDash, you'd be able to clean up there, wouldn't you? You'd probably stay busy all night. People getting you delivered. I mean, they have the largest casino in the world is in Durant, Oklahoma. I don't know if you guys know that or not. It is the largest square foot casino in the world. So, I mean, that seems pretty basic to me. I mean, people get in their hotel rooms and they want food, right? So
no, it seems basic to me. That seems basic. I've never heard of that. Sin City. It's Sin City just left really quick. So Roy is in. So we're gonna skip over Sin City right now. And Roy, you can what you were gonna say originally, you can go ahead and say that. And if you got anything to say about the casino thing, that's all you right now.
Oh no, I just haven't been in here for a while. I thought I'd stop by and see what's up.
Man, you put the two cool shades on. Roy put the shades on. Roy looking like he ready to go do that. Y'all don't know. Look. Roy had a twin, and that dude he didn't have no shades on. But if he had shades on, he would look like that. So you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but I know. Sin City is back. Sin City didn't have you heard of anything about DoorDash around casinos? Not being able to drive, was that new to you? And
no, I mean, the only thing that I can remember, like, that kind of reminds me of something is when Uber in Las Vegas used to not exist, like in 2018, maybe 2019, is because of all the taxi services around the strip and everything. Is the taxi services had some type of contract or something to where Uber wasn't allowed to come in and start doing the ride share at, like, say, the airports and the casinos and, chartering people around that certain area. But I don't know. I know it changed. It's long since changed. Maybe in 2019, I think, is when it changed. And Lyft and Uber were able to get into Las Vegas. But we had something like that, but it wasn't for food. It was literally for the taxi people. They were trying to save the taxi guys money, or maybe the companies that had the monopoly inside Las Vegas. But Uber eventually, shut that down. And now, obviously, you can do rideshare through any of the casinos or airports out of Las Vegas now. But that could be something that's going on maybe in that area with food. They're just not going to allow DoorDash to go in there because there could be another courier service that does food there already, and that they have the conglomerate on that, and they're not going to let that contract go, or they have to wait for that contract to expire before DoorDash maybe can come in and bid and buy the area or something. I don't know. I really don't know how that works.
I got one thing right here too, because it just clicked in my head. In Oklahoma, I know that we have a lot of Indian reservations here in CA. We have Saboba and Morongo and all these things. Now, is that casino on Indian reservation land?
Durant Indian reservation. That could be a good one.
Well, it could be that, or what I was thinking, because of what you just said, Sin, was what if, because it is Oklahoma. It could be like a good old boy thing, right? So what if it's more along the lines of, okay, they're still doing old school delivery systems, and they don't want to knock people out of jobs, because that'd be a job that'd be taken away, because DoorDash comes in and they get rid of the delivery systems, and like Pizza Hut, Domino's, whatever, take your pick, right? So what if the mom and pop shops have their own delivery service and they're making extra money on that because of the delivery service? That could be an issue too. And I'm pretty sure that there's only certain parts of Durant that is Indian, and I don't think that the casinos are on Indian land. I could be wrong in that, but it is possible. That is a
You
very,
gotta
very
double
good
check
point.
that because in California here, oh, those casinos are on Indian reservation
Oh, most
land.
definitely. Yeah.
And then check this out. Our police, the sheriffs, they can't even drive up there. They got people that tell them to get on off and drive away.
What?
We even have our all right, yeah, on Indian reservation land, they even have their own lockup, they have their own police station and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, man.
yeah. Vegas has their own police force, right? Vegas
Well,
has their own.
We have
You
two.
you have two, right? You have like the Vegas police, and then you have the casino.
Roy says
police.
3.
Three. You have three.
You have a total of 5 different police departments here.
I look at it as North Las Vegas
Yeah,
and,
the
and Metropolitan.
Right?
Hold up.
Casinos have their
Yeah,
very own.
Wait.
Yeah, Metro.
Let Roy go ahead and break this down. I know Roy know about all 5. He was a security bouncer. Roy know about all 5.
Yeah, you have 5. You have Henderson Police, North Las Vegas, Metro. You also have the school district police as well as the Paiute Reservation Police.
Well, yeah, but
And the
let's just
highway
talk about
patrol.
the two main ones, which is North Las Vegas, which are all blue signs. If you're in Vegas, you're familiar with blue signs. And then Metropolitan Police Department, which is all the green signs. And Decatur, I'm sure you're familiar with Decatur. That's our crossroad. That's where it splits over to, North Las Vegas Police versus Metropolitan. And they do their shit differently, too. If you get caught up with North Las Vegas Police, those motherfuckers do not care at all. They will destroy your life. And Metropolitan Police Department will be like, oh, you're smoking a bowl? How about you break your pipe right in front of me, throw the weed out, and drive home? They're a little bit different.
So what happens if you get like a ticket from one police department, and then if you get pulled over by another police department, you never paid that ticket? Do they even care? Like, would they be like, oh, well?
I mean, if it goes to a warrant, then yeah, it doesn't matter what officer pulls you over. If you have a warrant, and you're sitting in any jurisdiction, you're getting a ticket.
Okay. I mean, that's just kind of weird. I've heard of there being different precincts, but just complete different police departments.
Yeah, it's like a complete, and then like Roy is saying, is we have Paiute also because we're on Indian reservations, or there's Indian reservations around us. Then you've got Henderson Police, which is another town, right? But it's like a little sub thing. And then like your school districts, we have our school district, CCSD Police.
I was in Vegas for about a month.
Well, also you got university police as well. UNLV has their own police department too.
Oh wow.
We call those ones the rent-a-cops, right?
No, they're actually they're the real popos.
Oh
no,
shit.
They are the real popos. Let somebody get hazed at a party or something, at a frat or something. They are coming to get them.
But
Law
it
and
also
Order
depends. It also
Go
depends
ahead,
on where
Roy.
you get your ticket. Las Vegas Justice Court don't issue warrants on traffic tickets anymore. So
that's smart. They never should have. Yeah, I agree with that. I like that.
They don't do that anymore.
Hey guys, give me a moment. I'm gonna bump out. I need to upload this video right quick, and then I'm gonna jump back in.
All right. Yeah, man. Do your thing. Do your thing.
I mean,
they don't issue warrants anymore at the Justice Court. I don't know about the county, but I know Justice Court they don't.
I mean, I always thought that was like a way to kind of, conspiracy theory alert. I always thought that was kind of a way to indoctrinate you into the justice system. Like, you get a warrant for your arrest for something as simple as running a stop sign or having a tag out in your car. Like, I'm talking a non-violent, non-anything crime, right? And then you get pulled over and you go to jail, and now you're in the system. I always thought that was
that happens. That happens. They're always. It's about creating that residual income that comes in every month. So we all know that there's the percentage of people that constantly will be going through stuff like that. Now that Roy is here, my man Roy.
We actually had a group of women here that actually led the charge to get where you don't get a warrant for traffic tickets anymore, because it was a Mother's Day. It was like a Mother's Day thing. There is like mothers against something. And because a lot of women were getting locked up for traffic tickets, they weren't able to pay the traffic tickets. They weren't able to spend time with their kids. So they all thought that that's what changed the rules here. So
Now, Roy, I got something for you that you are here. You probably saw the title of this, and we're talking about more finance, and the misleading or whatever else it is, and using cancer, and all of a sudden he makes all this money to get his video completed, but he's talking about raising money for cancer. When you heard about that, what went through your head? What did you think?
To be honest with you, bro, I could care the fuck less.
No. What I mean is, don't think about gig world though. I'm just thinking about someone using cancer to raise money, and it's not going to where.
Well, you know what? If he's a piece of shit and he does stuff like that, then he's a piece of shit. There's a lot of people that do that shit. They scam money off of people, saying their kids got cancer, blah blah blah, and all this shit. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't. I don't really have an opinion on it.
Who was this guy? Like, is this somebody famous or something?
Well, he has 34,000 subscribers, so that is pretty successful on YouTube. His name is More Finance.
Yeah.
Now, my thing is, and this is what I tried to bring in, was his name is More Finance. If you break down the name, it could be a last name, but it could just mean More Finance, where I'm going to teach you how to make more and show you how to be the Wolf of Wall Street on whatever thing that you are doing. I don't know what clients he has that actually pay him to help him, that he's helping them, increase their income. I don't know any of that. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to put a video up and then you tie in cancer in the middle of you trying to do this big thing, and there's no total of cancer donation in, and it all goes into one sum total, and you were slacking the whole thing, and then all of a sudden you get there, where is the cancer money and where is that separated is where the whole issue is.
But you got to also remember, you guys are jumping to quick conclusions.
Well, that's why I said I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what his side gigs are. I don't know any of his side gigs.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's jumping to conclusions like, oh, he's just faking, he's doing this. Fuck, dude, it's the first month of November. First day of November. Isn't breast cancer month October? So, shit, dude, gotta give him a chance to, get shit together. Maybe he's gonna do a video later, getting his shit together to show everybody what he's doing and shit. And everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. See, that's the problem with these fuckers in this gig world, is everybody expects you to jump in when they want you to fucking jump. Maybe the man's got to take some time to figure out his shit and work his shit. I don't know. He could be full of shit, lying. I don't fucking know. But at the same time, give the man a chance to do what he got to do. Fuck, it's only been one fucking day after his challenge was supposedly ended. So why the fuck is everybody jumping on his shit? Like,
well, see, I get that, Roy.
That makes sense.
I get the month of October.
Makes a point. I mean, how do we know this guy's doing something nefarious? Do we have proof?
His challenge was the month of October, and you got videos 5 days before the end of October. Motherfuckers making videos about it. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, the man hasn't even finished the challenge yet.
Yeah, well,
so I don't know. He could be lying.
This is why I said I don't know his gigs. I don't know who he's helping financially, who he's giving tips to, and they're making. I don't know what other things he's selling out there. He did not put that up. But my whole issue is, I would have done it the complete different way. I would have did a video to let everyone know that the challenge is over. Everything else is done. Gonna make a video with the totals and how it went on the next video. Not put a video up with all the final numbers there, because once they're final, they are final. That's what he's saying. They're final. So now if he puts the video up and changes those, then there's going to be more, which I understand. More finance. He makes money off of this. He could be doing this, people. He could be doing this because he's going to get paid off of the internet and all this other stuff going on. But he did bring up merch and all 20% of all this other stuff and things like that. We don't know what none of those numbers are, which is what Richard said. And that's what I was thinking the whole time. We don't know what any of these numbers are. But to sit out there and put final numbers out before a final video is out puts a whole lot up there in the air. So while using the medical and the cancer thing before the numbers are there, it lets someone think that he was out there raising money for cancer and putting that into his total. That's just what I think. And I'm not sure. I don't know. This is just a guess from me, but he could be making money on the side because he's more finance. You know, I cannot take that away also. I cannot take that away.
I want to give I want to give my 2 cents on that whole equation. I think Nugs should have been, it's a personal opinion, right? People aren't going to agree with me here, but this is the initial thought that I have, is Nugs needed to not be a little girl and go make a cute little video ripping another fellow YouTuber. What he should have done is called him on his cell phone, had a conversation with him, and done it through the type of platform that we do, as opposed to creating. It's almost like me making a video and just saying, guys, when you get Top Dasher, you will never see a 250 ever in your life again. It's a blatant lie, right? So I almost feel like content, when somebody creates a video like that without the other, there's always 2 sides of the story, right? We don't get to hear Blake's side right now. But for everybody just to gravitate onto Nug's video and then take it as fact and then just go right over to, Moore's channel and just be like, dude, you're a piece of shit. You shouldn't have done what you did. We don't really know the true facts, just like how Roy's saying, is it's not even over yet. We don't know what his final, decision would have been, or if that was his final decision. I think Nugs could have gone about it in a more responsible way, and I feel like he did it in kind of a childish type of way. But it's the internet, we're able to post whatever the hell we want to post. But if he was really someone that he had collabed with before, if they really built their times during the same, or built their community in the same time, and they got the same kind of influx of subscribers during the same years or so, I just feel as if that was kind of like your day one type of content creator, that you should give him a call. You should talk to him and you should be like, listen, bro, I'm going to drop this video, or you're going to tell me what the fuck's going on. Right. It's like, I can already see in the future,
well, that's why
you and I are going to have a conversation.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead,
it's like this. Like you and I, Robert, are going to have a conversation 2 years from today on YouTube. But guess what? I bet we'll be on a different level where we won't have the conversation here first. We'll have it over cell phone, and then we'll bring it to the community to let them discuss their opinion about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what Nugs truly should have done. But like I said, it's the internet. We get to do whatever we want. We get to make cute videos. We get to rip people apart. But I'm more with how Roy was kind of saying
exactly
is we don't know.
That's exactly why, Rich. That's exactly why I'm telling people, like, look, I don't know if he's a financial advisor for clients that he has. I don't know that. And if he has that, that goes into his total. And if it does, you cannot take that total away because that's a gig that he does. You see what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is on the other side, I'm just bringing up both sides here. On the other side, if you're reaching these numbers because of this, but like you said, like if it's kind of like this, and you know what, I gotta do it right now. I gotta give credit to Pedro here. I have to. I cannot hide the fake and fake the funk. There's been times where me and him have spoke, even though we did not go live and we were supposed to. We did not bring up some of the stuff that we spoke about. You know what I mean? We left that there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah, we left that
I'd
there
say
because
majority of the
we
conversations.
Offside. Yeah.
That's how it's been with me every single time I went on Pedro's channel. We talked before we went on the channel, and then we talked about what we were going to talk about, and we left out what doesn't. You leave out the fluff. You leave out the stuff that doesn't really matter. You just get to the points of what's going on. And when you create a cute video, you can add as much fluff as you want. Now imagine if Blake would make a reaction video to it after every sentence that Isaac said, and he was to say, well, that's not true. This is my perspective, and that's what he saw through a video. But what you see through video is just our highlights, right? You don't get to see the whole day. You don't get to see every decision. You don't see the parts when we delete stuff, when we take words out of our clips, right? It's
right. That's another reason why I don't do ride-alongs anymore. But that's another reason why, Rich, I stopped doing ride-alongs, because a ride-along can be, it's all just edited the whole way through. That's why I don't do them anymore. That's why I just highlight the individual orders to where like if I got a vibe about a place, I'm gonna just record that one thing and then I'll make a video just on that. I'm not doing the ride along thing anymore because I don't want to get put into that whole realm of you're not showing all this and you're cutting. I don't want to do any of that because I want mine to be as real
People say that
as
to me all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
people rate me on miles so much. Everybody's complains about miles. Oh, you took that $30 offer. How many miles did you go? I'm like, dude, did you not look at my acceptance screen? It said $19 for 9 miles. I went 9 miles for $30. What like? I don't know. It's just funny how people
that's good.
They
that's
nitpick.
great. I mean that's
I know, but what it is people will say this though, without that factual information, they'll put a comment up and say, yeah, but you probably drove 45 miles for your $30 because you're a top dasher. And then what's crappy about it is, 900 people now read that comment and that's what they think is true, is some random guy with no validity behind his statement, and people read it on just the screen and then they believe it to be fact.
Now Roy and Richard. Now, Vincent De Leon here is a customer. He said that he spent over $5,000 on DoorDash. The last time he was on my show,
8 months.
yeah, he told me about
you have an addiction.
Order. No, right? Check this out though. He told me an order that he placed where I think it was the order that he put in. It was like $21 or $22. Now he gave a $14 tip. Tell me why 3 DoorDashers turned down the order and they canceled his whole order, and he gave $14 tip on a $22 order. Now, Vincent, you are a customer here.
How far was the restaurant?
11.
Go ahead.
The restaurant from your house.
11.7.
11.7. So check it out. What state do you live in?
Texas.
Okay, so Texas's base pays are all relatively the same, I'm pretty sure, out there. So you're 11 miles away. DoorDash, probably paid $250 to $350, maybe even $475 the most to get that order out there. And if you tipped 14, you said, or 11, what was it, 14?
14. I can't hear him.
At 11, it's 11 point what though? Because the points matter here on what DoorDash is going to show that driver. Do you know if it's 11.5, 11.7?
No, 11.7.
11.7.
Exactly.
Okay, so up to 12. So 12 should usually show like 1950. So they saw anywhere to, they saw like 1850. Oh, here it is. Because when they saw it, they saw full pay from how far you are away from the store. So they probably saw 1850, 1750, or 1650, right? Because it depends on what DoorDash's pay was. If you tipped 14 and DoorDash put 250 on it, which made it 1650. If you saw 1650 at 11.7, you would instantly decline it because it's like $1.30 something a mile, right? A lot of people would just decline that right away. So even if DoorDash got all the way up to $4.50 for base pay, which would be kind of rare, they would have only showed 1850 to that person for 11.7 miles. And it all depends on the time of the day too. If it was dinner time or something, $18 for 22 miles round trip, because a lot of people play the miles metric. A majority of drivers would just decline that offer instantly. They would be like, nope, and the time frame it's going to take to probably drop that off also.
It was
so
about,
what sucks
it was
is
about 7 o'clock at night. I mean, it was fairly far away. I mean, I'm not saying that 12 miles wasn't short. See, the way I'm looking at it is as a customer, we don't look at it as mileage. As a customer, if I'm spending $21 on 2 hamburgers and 2 fries, and I'm giving you that's a what is that a 70% tip? That's a 70% tip, man. So I'm giving you a 70% tip on a $21 order. That's what the customer thinks. We don't think about the miles. Now, if it would have been a 30-mile trip, I wouldn't have ordered it, but it was only 11.7 miles. It wasn't that far away. And for Texas, you got to understand it's Texas. 11.7 ain't shit in Texas, dude. It's nothing. We're so big. It's so far spread out. 11.
Are you freeway? Are you freeway miles? Well, I put it this way: you know where the store is.
Literally right
how
on the
long
highway,
would it take you? How long would it take you to say drive to that store? Is it a 15, 20-minute drive?
It's about I mean, it's a 60-mile-an-hour highway. So it would take about 12 minutes to get there, minding the traffic lights. So let's say 15 minutes tops. Yeah.
See, I
So,
think
I mean,
it comes back down to the drivers during that time seeing the offer. Like I said, the least they probably saw was $16.50, and that's if it was $250 base pay out there, or $16.75 if you're $275 base pay.
Yep.
Now, if DoorDash wants to pay more for the farther miles, then I would say it would get pushed probably up to around, like I said, another $2 something for that extra miles.
Well, let me ask
People
you
didn't
this.
see that high of an offer.
Vegas, you're in Vegas, right? Or are you in California right now? He said you went to California to do it.
Right now, I'm in California.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm in Cali right now.
In California, what's the average distance you drive to a job? Like, seriously. Like, your average distance to go to deliver.
Well, there's no average because I'm doing it by the customer's meal, right? So I'm looking at you as a family that's ordering right now, and you order for you, your wife, and your 3 kids. I'm looking at item count when it comes in, and it might even say 11.7 miles, 13 items from Sammy's Wood Fire Pizza. And I'm pretty sure you dropped more than $100 when you ordered Sammy's. I'm taking your order because I'm figuring that I'm going to get 20% from you, right? And like you said, you did 70%. If I'm taking a higher dollar order is what I'm getting at here. So I'm taking $100+ something order, 12 miles, no problem, because you bought $140 worth of food. You tip 20%. I'm getting a $25 tip on that, plus DoorDash's base pay. Even if it's $250, I don't care. I know I'm getting bare minimum $25 to $30, or you could be one of those guys that tips $25 or $40, and I go drop off a massive banger. And yes, it might take me 30 or 40 or 50 minutes to do it, but it was worth it because I made $30 plus in that 1 hour. And then it's worth it for me to take that extra time or that extra distance. I've found out that majority of the very, very large tips, sorry, but a lot of the big, large tips sit between like 5 to like 9 miles away from a store. Once you start getting farther away from the store, it starts getting to the point of like, why did this customer order from that far away? Like now it becomes, it's not just the dollar that I'm trying to earn at that point. Let me ask this, Rich. It's the time. It's the time I'm trying to shave off also to try and complete that delivery real quick.
Right. Now let me ask you this, Vincent, so that you can kind of get into that too. Now, when you are ordering, is it showing you that you are ordering from, let's say if the franchise has multiple locations, are you able to see which one you are ordering from?
Yeah, where it's coming
or
from.
are you just ordering?
The one you're ordering from, but I think the misconception that we're having here is, like, you DoorDash in Las Vegas and
all right, wait. Give me one quick sec, Vince. Sorry to cut you off. Yep. People, I'm just letting you know that this is a special Hot Facts. Vincent is an actual customer who has spent over $5,000 on DoorDash. Sin City is an expert. I am an expert. There has not been any content creators with an actual customer asking actual questions to get them answered to figure out what's going on. So that is what is happening now. So people sit back, and then, if you have a question to ask, I know Pia asked if you live near restaurants. I'll let you get into that, but I'll let you get into what you were going to get into before you answer that if you live around restaurants. Yeah. Go ahead, Vince.
Right. So I'm kind of going to answer his question, okay? So each state varies in the size and shape, okay? Texas is the second largest state in the United States of America, and we have to factor that in. That's why I asked you specifically, Sin, like the distance, because the distance average in Texas is going to be completely different than yours. I guarantee you our average distance round trip would probably be 40 miles. I guarantee you that, because I've only got like maybe 10 restaurants around me within like, let's say within 3 miles. Okay, I'm being nice. I'm kind of out in the sticks. All right, but they're all the same type of restaurants. We got a Wendy's, we got some mom and pop breakfast shop. We got a couple coffee places over here. I know we got a New York style pizza place, which is, garbage, but we have like little tiny mom and pop places. But that's it. If you want anything specific, anything good, you got to go 12 miles up to the College City, or you got to go into Frisco. Okay. And both of them are either 12 or 17 miles away. Okay. So that means anyone.
My buddy lives in Frisco.
All right. Okay. So like, let's say you wanted what's that place that everyone screams about that has Cheesecake Factory, okay? Cheesecake Factory likes to see themselves, I'm a cook, all right? Cheesecake Factory likes to see themselves as like this creme de la creme, restaurant, when they're not, all right? But their average meal for a person right now is like $25. That's no shit.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're gonna the average person, if you don't get a dessert, you just get a drink and you get a meal, is gonna spend about $25 at there. So you order for 2 people, that's 50. You get 2 pieces of cheesecake, it's a Cheesecake Factory. That bumps it up to $75. You add the tip, now we're at 100, or like I said, we're in Frisco, that's 17 miles away. And you have to go a little bit further in, so let's say 20. So you're now up to $100. That kind of meal, you're going to get a $30, $40 tip on. I understand that, okay? But the average distance here is different. It's completely different. And remember, I'm just saying I ordered a couple burgers. That's all it was. It was 2 burgers and 2 fries, no drink. And a pretty simple, basic order. And it's only 7 miles away. Dude, to go grocery shopping, I got to drive 12 miles, man. Okay, I mean, like, that's a regular day for me, whether it's in traffic or not. And everyone around here, everyone that's in DoorDash around here knows you're going to get stuck in traffic on the highway that I live next to. It's just going to happen. Okay, so my question to Robert last time was this. I was like, okay, if it's not about, specifically the 60%, 70% tip that I gave the guy, why did 3 guys pass it up? And more likely than not, I'm pretty sure I know why. It's because it's a college town. And they could probably drive around for an hour and get 3 different ones, because it would take him an hour to do the drive, to get stuck on the road, come here, come back. He could probably make 4 different deliveries on my same amount. So he's getting, $60 versus the 14 to do my 1 delivery. That's probably exactly why it happened. And it's just, I'm in one of those little bubble areas. So he normally on a slow day might do it, or she might do it. But on a regular day, like at night at 7 o'clock when I made the order, he's getting 4 of those in an hour. So there's no way he's going to make the delivery. Does that make sense? Am I completely off base? Or
I would say, that's what I was getting at. Is I said it depended on the time that you ordered. If it was the busiest time, then someone looking at 11.8 miles, 11.7 miles for $16.50 or even $18.50 would be a hard decline, because I could probably drive 3 or 4 miles inside the. I could stay in my town and truthfully, I could probably go take. I wouldn't, but I could go take a Burger King for $5.50, and I didn't have to drive 11 miles, and I still made $5.50, and I don't really care about $16.50. You know what I mean? People do that sometimes. They're like, I'd rather not take it. So
I got a question here. I got a question here.
But hold on, 3 different people doing it would give me the inclination that the restaurant was behind or missed something, and they kept showing up, and they're like, it's going to be 10 minutes, and the guys just said, screw it. Maybe the cook was having a bad day that day, and the restaurant was trailed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that happens to me.
No, they could have been slammed.
That would be the next biggest one.
Yeah. They could have been slammed, and a driver got there and was like, you know what, I'm not going to wait. I'll drive back in to where I can go ahead and get this in. But here is something that I have been asked from many people in my emails and text messages. They said, how come you're not trying to educate the customer on this and that? But when I pull the videos and I interview the customers about what went wrong, and then I interview the merchants, I think I am doing that. But right now we have a customer and a driver here. So right now I'm going to use this time, and I'm not going to let this time slip me by, to where we can actually do a session. Let's educate both people right here. So how would you, let's say in another situation there, let's say if you have a customer that knows that they order all the way all the time, and they've kind of heard from drivers, they have family and friends that might drive, and they say, well, if it's this time, it may not go. How would you educate a customer who lives where he lives to tip more on top of what they are paying in fees? How would you do that for the customer, Rich? And then on the backside of that, Vincent, I want to know how you feel about what he's going to say, and if it's actually doable for a customer coming from a driver.
Yep, go ahead.
I feel that it's going to be hard to say this. I'm just going to go with this one. When you grow up with your parents, you see how they tip, and you're indoctrinated into what tip should be for a service. Now, it just might be you being waited at the table and you leave a $5 tip. It might just be, hey, dad always left a $5 tip, regardless of the meal. So the tipping culture is kind of like, I'm going to use a bad analogy. This is really wrong, but it's like racism. Racism is taught right? Racism doesn't really exist. You have to teach someone to be racist.
Well, you're
You
not
know what I mean?
racist. Yeah,
So
you're not,
I think
you're indoctrinated into it. Correct.
correct. So I feel the same thing with the tipping world works also, is there will be people just because they'll order and they just feel, no, I just don't tip. Why? I ordered my food, I paid for it. I don't feel I need to give them anything, right? And if you go to the roots of that person, let's go back to their childhood. When they grew up, they never gave tips. Their family probably never gave it. They were never indoctrinated into releasing that money from themselves, right? So you have a tipping culture there's a scale, and you have people that don't tip anything. You have low tippers, medium tippers, and great tippers, right? And I've always lived my life as a great tipper. And I don't live in the, oh man, I'm losing this, because I paid for a service. The person took care of me. The tip is part of it. And here it is. My indoctrination was my dad. He always gave 25%, regardless. And it didn't matter what the meal was. You do 25, get out your calculator, Richard, and do 25%, and you pay that person right there. And that's what he always did. So for me, 20%, 25% is always the bare minimum I do. And if I really like you, I don't care what the meal is. I'm probably going to put 20 or 40 bucks on the table, regardless of what the meal was. And even with DoorDash, I tip the driver 15 bucks. Don't even care what I order. It could be McDonald's for $8. I'm obviously not ordering $8 at McDonald's, but if I ordered something, it's probably going to be Chili's, because I like Chili's. And if they're going to bring that meal to me, I'm going to tip the dude 15 bucks. And I'm also going to text him and say, hey, bro, I left you a $15 tip in the app, and I left you 10 bucks under the doormat. So he's going to get 25 bucks from me just for bringing me my food, because I just feel it's a thing that I learned when I was young. So if I'm going to pay for that service, it's not that I feel obligated. I feel guilty if I didn't do that, because it's part of my actions. If that kind of makes sense, right? So
yeah, I got you. Yeah.
going into
Vince.
customers, trying to train customers to tip more, I think is a far stretch, because they have their own preconceived notions of growing up on what they should give in value for what they're getting.
Okay. No, I got you all the way there. Now, Vince, you being a customer, and this came from a driver now, and you are forking out the money, and you know where you live. What do you feel about what he just said? And then outside of that, I have a second question for you, because we have customers who are watching you speak. So you are a representative of the customers right now. So after all of this, give some words on what customers should do to help the drivers out after you get done with that.
I've got to address a few things you went into, Sin City, okay? And thank you for being so brutally honest. I really do appreciate that. As a Marine, I love brutal honesty. Do not sugarcoat shit. You let me have it 100%, otherwise I'm not going to respect it. Okay, so here's the reality of what you said. The reality of what you said is especially in today's economy, it's harder for people to give money. Now, depending on the area that you go into, depending on where you go and deliver food, it's obviously going to be different. If you go into a lower income area versus a higher income area, the tips are going to vary, okay? Now, as far as the culture, I do agree with you. My mom and dad were very cheap. They were very, very bad tippers. I specifically tip high because they were bad tippers. So I don't disagree with you at all on the way you said it's indoctrinated, because it is. Like, my sister is horrible at tipping, okay? My mom is horrible to waitresses and waiters. My dad is kind of like neutral. He doesn't really care. He kind of sees it as a service, rendering service. I'm going to give you, the bare minimum, basically. My mom sometimes barely tips at all right? When I go into, I'm like you, okay? If it's exceptional service, I'll tip the hostess. I'll tip the waitress. I'll even tip the cook. Okay, I'll give the cook a badass tip. I will. I'll say, hey man, that food was prepped amazing. I'll come in, spend $50 on a meal, and I'll end up spending $100 on a tip in a restaurant. I do that. Okay. Now, DoorDash is different. Okay, because I know you guys see it differently because you're the driver, right? You're delivering the food. You're going and picking the food up. So for you, it's going to be a completely different experience than it is for us. For us, we don't see it like whenever we're sitting down at a table tipping. Think about it. You're not refilling our water. You're not bringing back stuff to us. You're not doing things that a waitress or a hostess or a cook would do. You're literally the facilitator. You're delivering the goods. So for the average person, I'm not speaking for myself. I'm trying to just speak for the average person buying. The average person buying is probably going to do a little bit of what I do. I, looking at the bill, give a certain percentage. Now, I tip a lot more percentage wise on average when I do DoorDash. I mean, it's crazy, man. Like earlier, I just said I gave a 60 between a 60 and 70% tip on a $21 order. That's insane. Okay. But again, most people don't understand when they're doing this, especially now with the gas prices, that it's completely different. It's a completely different ballgame. And I also think that the drivers themselves don't understand, because you're in the industry. You guys don't understand, not all of you, but I would say a majority of you don't probably understand exactly how bad people are hurting for money. Okay. I mean, I drive to bigger cities out of my small city. And when I'm going to some of these bigger cities, dude, the food pantry lines are crazy, man. And I'm in Texas, so we're not even hit as hard as some of the other places. I mean, Louisiana, it's worse than here. You know, and you go to other areas of our country and it's worse than here. But I'm driving through certain cities right next to me, and they're an eighth mile, quarter mile long lines outside of food pantries, man. Okay, so it's hilarious, because I don't right now. I only do DoorDash if I can't leave the house, if I absolutely cannot cook for myself. That's what I do DoorDash now, because I know that it's about twice as expensive as it was pre-pandemic. If I order a meal now that used to be $25, it's going to be about $50, and I'm going to have to tip $25 to even that, for that guy to even take it seriously, because like I said, everything's about 12 miles or 17 miles away. No one's going to pick up that order. No one is, especially with the cost of gas right now. And in Texas, on the highways at night, you're going to get stuck in about 30 minutes of traffic to make that delivery. So I do agree with you wholeheartedly that the average customer probably needs to put more thought into the tip. I've seen some of these tips here, Sen. Okay, $3, $4, $7 on a $40 order. Okay, and I'm just like, what the? I'm like, come on, man. You wonder why they didn't deliver, right? So, but then again, you have people like me that always tip well. That's why I was so surprised. And I mean, I told last time I was on here, I ordered Greek food one time. All right, for me and my significant other. Okay. And it was a $70 meal. All right. $70, just the meal. And then I tipped like $40. It still took an hour to get here. And it got skipped over once on a $40 tip for a $70 order. Okay. And
see, that's because DoorDash, the reason why that one got skipped is because DoorDash didn't show the full pay to that guy. And they got buffered right at, like, for you, in any place around 11 miles from you is going to show the driver $16.50 to like probably $18.50. No more than that. That's about $1.50 to $1.70 something a mile. And so DoorDash will. I'm actually giving a little bit of secrets here, but DoorDash will. I'll just fucking say it. Screw it. DoorDash hides tips between $1.30 and $1.60, and that's your Goldilocks zone for finding a hidden tip. Anything past that, you can still get hidden tips. I'm not saying there's nothing past $1.60 a mile that's hidden, because there definitely is, but that's like their Goldilocks zone for far miles. Like this is why they only show us X amount of money, because they don't want the person cherry picking the dollar amount. But if you understand the miles, they'll only show you so much dollar per mile. And every 0.2 of a mile farther from the store, they add 25 cents to the order. So it starts, I'll give a fire one right here, depending on what zones you are, but majority of the zones, we take California out of this because California is a bit different, but majority of the zones start at $6.25, $6.50, and $6.75. They will show you that much money up to 4 miles, right? So the first 4 miles away from the store, if the person, say, paid $10 as a tip, they will only show you $6.75, $6.50, or $6.25, depending on the base pay of that area, at $2.25, $2.50, or $2.75, right? Depends on your base pays.
Wow.
They'll show up to $4 of the customer's tip up to the first 4 miles. Now, every 0.2 of a mile past that, so let's say you tipped $10 and the final pay is going to be $12.50, but you live 4 miles away. It's only going to show me $6.50 up to that 4 miles, right? Let's say you live 2.3 miles away.
Why would they do that, though?
Well, they do that because they don't want to show $12.50 at 2.3 miles, because people will sit on their couch and they will couch dash, and they will only take things that look exponential, right? So what they do is they made it fair. Okay. They made it fair for everybody. So now they're not hiding anything. You just need to understand the way they coded it, and it's literally telling you.
Yeah.
You literally
Okay.
know when like that's one right there. Boom, take it. So, but what I'm getting at is here is if anybody wants to really understand how the tips are being put towards the dollar amount or a customer, so the customer can understand what we're seeing on our side is we see 650, 625, 675 up to the first 4 miles away from the restaurant. After it goes to 4.2 miles, let's say it was 650, I'll see 675. Goes to 4.4 miles, I'll see $7. It goes to 4.6 miles, I'll see 725. And it just increments itself the farther distance it gets away from the store until it expires how much tip you put on there. So once it reaches all of the customer's tip plus DoorDash base pay, we call it full pay. And for you, it showed 1650, 1850 at 11.7 miles. Me, I already know that's full pay. It should have showed me 1950, 20, 25 possibly for that mileage. And then I would have known, damn, this guy probably tipped $20 plus the DoorDash base pay. Shit, I'm going to get 25, $27 for this one. Right.
Now,
so that's what we're doing as drivers, or I don't want to say everybody is. The more the drivers that understand the program a little bit deeper, I don't want to say people are worse off than others because everybody can adapt and learn it. So just the drivers that have really paid attention to it and understand, let's say algorithm, they understand the algorithm a little bit better. They understand where these miles to dollar is placed and how DoorDash is using a metric to control their drivers from what they see on the app. So you'll never see with a asterisk here, you'll never see an order that says $47, 1.2 miles, unless it's like a shop and pay or something. But if you ordered from any restaurant, Cheesecake Factory, you tipped $100 and you live 2.3 miles away, I'm going to see $6.50 in my zone. And when I drop it off, it's going to say $102.50. And I'm going to go, what the fuck just happened? That dude tipped $100.
All right, wait. Before you get into that, Vince, this person just said, if you can't afford the tip, don't use DoorDash. It's simple. And that brings me into what I was gonna just ask Vincent right here, because this person just went right into it. If you can't afford the tip, don't use DoorDash. I was gonna ask him, do you understand when they say no tip, no trip? But now this person just made this comment here. If you can't afford the tip, don't use DoorDash. But you could be hungry. So right now, from this person saying this, and you have seen them saying you'll get your food cold if they don't get the tip. It's called no tip, no trip. What do you feel about that? Now that Richard has given you some education from the driver's side, what do you feel about no tip, no trip? And then what do you feel about this comment right here from
and if you scroll up too, Robert, if you scroll up too, Dashing Trader has been talking about the exact same thing. He actually has been a little bit more brutal than that. And Dashing Trader, I got to tell you, man, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. And Richie does need to teach me because, like I said, I'm a customer. But at the same time, look at your comment right there. You're saying 11 miles. 11 miles ain't shit in Texas, dude. That's nothing. Okay? I gotta go 11 miles sometimes just to get food for the dog. I'm telling you, Texas is different. Like if you don't live in Texas, if you don't understand the distance here, okay, like you can't work and not have a car. Like that's just, there are places where buses don't go. Like
I was gonna say that my parents live in Texas. They were in the Fort Worth, Dallas. They're around Dallas, by the stadium, by the stadium and everything. They were down there, and Grand Prairie, the bus system there is no bus.
Yeah, I think the closest bus stop to me is over in Frisco. It's like on Park or something. I can't remember what it is, but that's like 18, 19 miles away. But someone also made a good point. They said if I have Dash Pass, I do have Dash Pass. I'm purposely have Dash Pass so I don't have to pay the delivery fees. So when I'm telling you these prices, that's with the Dash Pass. All right. It's not with the added fees on. So, and remember the comment about if you can't afford the tip, there is no trip. Most people, by the way, DoorDash Revolution, welcome. I didn't get a chance to say hello. Thank you for joining.
No. Oh yeah. Rev is letting you talk. Go ahead and do your thing. It's on you.
So most of your customers, and again, I'm not making excuses for people because I thought about this even before I ordered the very first DoorDash. You're going to have to tip more to get DoorDash. You're going to have to give these people, these men and women doing this job, more money than you would just thinking if you're going to a restaurant. A lot of these people are thinking about driving up to a fast food restaurant, guys and ladies that do this. They're thinking about driving up to that window at McDonald's and just taking their food. So they think a $5 tip is a big deal. They don't understand that it's not about the mileage to them. And especially now with the way gas prices are, I've already said this like 3 times, with the way gas prices are, the mileage is even more important, because I guarantee you every good DoorDasher does the same thing I do with my business, because I have my own company as well. I'm going to factor in the amount of money that I have to spend to make $1. So if I have to do something specific to make $1, I need to know what's in that amount of work that I'm saying that dollar is worth. I guarantee you, all of you guys that are worth your salt do that. So he makes perfect sense. Richie's making perfect sense. By the way, Sin, I guess that's your name, Richie. So Richie's making perfect sense. He's dropping freaking 20s on the 20-sided die right now. Most customers do not understand what he's saying. They don't get it. They're not even thinking that way. Okay, they're not thinking about how hard it is for you to go to the restaurant, how hard it is for you to be there and wait and say, oh, well, you're going to be 15 minutes behind because we're so far behind at our restaurant. Your average customer is not going to think about that. That's not even in their mindset. You know what they're thinking about? Man, that steak's going to taste really good when it gets here.
See, I think they should be thinking 2 things they only think one thing. They think of their food, and that's all they think of. They need to consider, and maybe they really don't. I mean,
I'm telling you, man, you might as well just look like this. They don't care about you. They don't care about your face. They don't care about the person making that delivery. Okay,
they should consider the labor. They should consider the labor. Maybe not the expenses of my car, because I paid for my car, I paid for my gas, I paid for my insurance. All that's already paid for. But what's not paid for is my time right now. My time to drive, to go pick up your food, to stand and sit wherever it is, to go to whatever restaurant it is, to use my brain and my energy to go walk up and pick it up and then drive it to you. I don't think people are thinking about the effort behind the driver in a labor sense. Like if you're going to pay that person to go, a good joke is like this. If you were going to go drop off a $2.50 order to somebody that didn't tip, if they answer the door and you asked them, hey, I want you to leave your house right now and go pick me up this food, and I'll give you $2.50. The first thing that person's going to tell you is probably no. And it's like, well, hold on. That's what I just did for you, though. But you don't see that side. You only saw food, but you didn't see the labor side. And people would think, well, I paid for my food and I paid for the tip of the food. The tip is really the labor. It's not, the tip isn't for the food. The tip is for the labor and the wage.
Trip. I mean, that's ridiculous, man.
So what do you guys think from both you guys are doing that? And Rev, I'm going to get you in, and just right after this, Rev, I'm going to get you in right after this. Both you guys have come, and Vincent, you clearly understand what's going on from a driver's side, and you understand what's coming on from a consumer side. From both of you guys right now, I would just like for I will give my final words on this from you two before Rev gets in this. Final words from you, Flex, on what drivers should do to help the customer, and then Vince, since you are a customer, what customers should do to help the driver. So let's start with you first, Rich.
All right, you call me Flex, but I mean, I guess I'll be Mr. Flex for a while.
I called you Flex.
You want me to flex, bro?
Oh, my fault. Hey, look. Slap myself for real. Slap myself.
Yeah, I don't want to be. If I was to be Flex, I'd have to be negative for a moment and not.
Don't be negative. No, be rich. Don't be rich. Be rich. We got people watching. You have been a perfect educator today.
What was the question again? I totally spaced it. My bad.
All right. So the question is, and it's for both of you guys. I want you to, we're gonna do the final words on this subject here before Rev talks about this subject. Your final words for what a driver can do to help the customer, and then what Vincent is gonna do is final words so the customers can help the drivers.
I think what we can do as drivers to slowly indoctrinate the customers is actually talk to them, communicate with them. Hello, I drove to the store. Now, just by these simple statements, people will start realizing that another human being is waiting on you. Another human being is putting in that extra effort for you. When we become ghosts like this and we don't talk to them, why do you think they don't see us or hear about us or care about us? Because we were never, ever a conversation in their order. But if you start dropping, hey, I'm grabbing your order, thank you so much, have a great night, that customer slowly starts to see the app different. They start to see that it's a human being that's facilitating. I'll say this, all of the huge, large order programs, that majority that I do, not all of them, but let's say like 90% of them that I do, those customers text me as soon as I text them. Like, hey, I'm waiting for your order. Thank you. Right? But now I challenge you to go pick up a McDonald's for $12.98 and text the customer and say, I just grabbed your order. You won't get a reply. That person doesn't care. They don't answer messages on their phone. But when that person drops $100+ on the app, they're watching it. And when you pick up the order, they read your name. And when you send them a message of gratitude, they go, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And guess what? The next time that person orders, they're going to have that in their head that this is a human being I'm talking to. I remember when I talked to Richard last time. I remember when Susan came and delivered to me. She was so nice, right? And this is us as a community talking to our customers, because they are our customers for that little bit of time, right? It's like DoorDash already did the work for us. They already, reeled the person in for us. We are the last, I don't know what you were, the last word that it gets said to the customer before it's finalized. And if we can be something positive for them at the very end, they had a positive experience ordering, then they had a positive experience with their driver, it starts building rapport with the system. You know what I mean? I guess it's just rapport is what you're trying to build with these customers. And the more people that see it, the more people will follow it. And the more people that hear about how I ordered $180 of Panera bread because I'm, live in the Hollywood Hills. Well, now Susan's going to order 180 because she had a good experience with Mike, the driver. Right. And we get to change that. But if Mike, the driver, just goes on YouTube and goes, how do I get large order program? Fuck, that's how I get the large chips. I'm taking that Panera. And then he doesn't say anything to her. He just drops it off at her door, gives her a smirk, rolls away in his beater ass car. Susan looks at that as DoorDash, not Mike. DoorDash delivered that to me. And I don't like the representation of DoorDash because that's what they sent to me. Right? Or you can get drivers. I don't want to say drivers like me because I'm not trying to put myself anywhere, but you can get a driver that wants to be more responsible with it and wants to talk to the customer, wants to give them good customer service. The very end of their transaction is positive and they probably remember my name and they have no problem opening that app again and ordering.
Right.
I might not get the order next time, but DoorDash gets it, and DoorDash is our platform we're trying to get. DoorDash does all the advertising, and then all of a sudden money just starts funneling into our accounts through our cars, So I think it's just building customer relationships. Customer service is the number one thing in any kind of company that wants to go to the moon, right? Just look at Amazon. The first conversation I believe I ever had in your channel, I said customer service, customer service, customer service. And that's where it's at. And I think us as drivers could just communicate on a friendly level to the person paying us, and that will slowly indoctrinate the community as a whole of this is a very nice platform to order from, especially the high-paying customers, because the high-paying customers are obviously getting drivers that have priority. So they're not getting bottom drivers anymore. DoorDash has even told us now, hey, if you hold a 50%, higher priority. You hold a 70%, higher priority. If somebody's holding a 50 or a 70, they're caring about their job a little bit more than the guy that says, I multi-app, I don't give a shit.
Right. Now, Vince, that was, man, hey, Richard, people, if you don't understand, I love what this dude can do. He knows how to speak. He knows how to do-si-do, go around, then bring it back, stay on point, and shoot that bottle off top of that fence right there. That's what Richard knows how to do. Vincent right here. Now we are on you now with, how you can give, because, I have family members and friends that watch my channel and everything. They're customers. They don't do this. So what can you give as far as advice for the customers to help out the drivers?
Okay. Let me just first say that, Richie, I pretty much agree with everything you said, man. At least I didn't hear anything that I disagreed with. I mean, that was actually pretty damn good, man. I have to tell you that. As far as the customers, man, I mean, you've got your guy in the chat, Thalvo, I believe it's a guy. And, you know, I can't say this to the drivers, though, before I get to the customers. He says, if you can pay for a meal and you are lazy, then people can go drive the distance. But if you don't want to drive, you should tip, since I'm driving the distance and putting the wear and tear on my car. Now, this is exactly what we were referring to earlier, okay? Now, I do agree with you, Thalvo, that customers definitely should be more sensitive to this. Customers should definitely pay more attention. I mean, Richie gave us a great piece of advice. Text your customer. Because I'll sometimes, if like I've done this before, I have completely fucked up on the tip. Like instead of hitting $20, it hit $2. Okay. And what I'll do is if they come, I walk out and hand them a $20 bill. Okay. I just hand them a 20 with the two. Okay. And I'm like, look, I totally fucked up. That's my bad. Or I'll text them and tell them, hey man, I totally messed up on the tip. I'm giving you a huge tip when you get here. Okay. Something like that. But I guarantee you 90% of the customers don't ever text their driver. Ever.
But I'll tell you this. No, Vince, I'll tell you this. 90% of the drivers, when you text them that you got a fat tip, they think you don't have it, and they're going to make sure that you get your stuff cold. But that's another story there. We'll get into that.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, especially if we have drivers that think in the way that Thalvo is. I mean, look, this just because someone is ordering an order doesn't mean they're lazy. Some people are sick. I mean, remember, we were dealing with the pandemic at a time too. And a lot of people could not leave the house or were so afraid they could not leave the house. So we had that happen as well. And again, I'm not speaking from my own personal experience because I never had that problem. I never had that ability. I was ordering and tipping well. But a majority of the people that I talk to about DoorDash, the customers that are having the problems with the delivery drivers, I ask them, I mean, the first question I ask them always, Richie, I'm like, how much did you tip? And they're like, what? I go, they could see I thought they could see the whole tip. I was like, they could see the amount of money they're going to get. And they're like, what? I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, so you got to tip good. And every person I talk to about it, I'm like, look, you got to take care of them. They're doing you a massively huge service to go and do this for you. They're sitting in the car, sitting in the traffic, making it happen. So for the customers, man, I pretty much agree with everything you said, Rich. I even agree, even though I don't like the way Thalvo said it, I agree with what he said. If you're going to do this, if you're going to actually have someone drive because you're too lazy to get off of your ass and go get it yourself, like you just did your hair, you just got out of the shower, you don't want to put on pants, whatever your excuse is. Look, they're doing you a badass service, especially like I said earlier on just the simple fact, if you're ordering from like I said, Frisco. We had people in the chat that was saying like 11 miles. Ha ha ha. It's like, dude, that's a normal order. I order sometimes from places that are 25 miles away, guys. Remember that. Okay. Texas, big. All right. So where you guys are, I'm sure it's different, but 25 miles is not an unrealistic number for people to make a delivery here in the DoorDash for here. So if you would be turning down 25-mile drives here to do a DoorDash order, you're going to lose some money because that's sometimes the only job you can get here during a certain time period of the day if you're working it. But I agree with you, Richie. I agree with Robert. I think a lot of the problems that we have with the drivers or with the customers is that they don't respect the drivers. I'm not joking with you, Richie. They don't see you as people, man.
Oh, I know.
I will on purposely walk out every single time I do DoorDash. I recommend this to you because I'll have repeat DoorDash drivers. And when they realize, I mean, I spend a lot of money with them. When they realize they're coming to my house, especially if it's a repeat driver, man,
quick as fuck.
They come in, they're polite. They text me, hey man, I'm on the way. Hey, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. I walk out, I hand them their tip if I think, if they did it like really fast, whatever, did a good job, but I usually tip high anyways. And I will go and I will pick up the food from them in their car so they don't even have to walk up to my fucking door. So
can I ask you this question? I think I already know the answer to it. I'm going to say the answer is probably yes to this, but do you rate your dashers?
Every fucking time. 5-star,
and the reason why I knew the answer to be yes is because you said one thing that I get also, repeat dashers. And yeah. I get repeat customers just the same way you said that. And yes, we recognize your address. Yes, we know your name. Yes, we know exactly just by looking at
I mean,
we know just by looking at the map, it'll show us the restaurant and it'll show lines and then where it drops off. I just know the distance. Oh my God, that's Mark. I'm getting a $20 tip. I'm going to Mark.
Yep. I'm sorry. I've got a Chinese guy, and he owns a Chinese restaurant. It's my favorite Chinese restaurant there is. It's all the way in the middle of fucking Frisco, dude. You're talking a 20-minute drive. Okay. I go into his restaurant when I'm in Frisco. I eat there. He knows me. All right. He comes to see me. He drives all the way over here because he knows it's my address. Every time he comes here, man, he's getting a $40 tip, bro. I'm only ordering 2 meals.
Yep.
Okay. It's like $20, dude. He gets a $40 tip from me every time. Every time. Okay. And I meet him out at the car and I pick up the stuff and I come back inside and I give him a 5-star rating. I mean, dude, this ain't hard. Whenever you go to a restaurant, your favorite restaurant, whatever your favorite restaurant is, do you not try to get the same waitress or waiter? I hate having a new waiter.
I tip so well. By the time I sit down at my table, the beer is already at the table also. Didn't even have to order it.
There you go.
Now, my man Rich is killing. He said by the time I sit down, it's already there, popped and everything.
Dude,
with a cup sitting there in case you want to pour it.
Check this out. When I go to my favorite restaurant, they know me so well. They have my table. If my table's not available, they'll sit me at the bar and wait for my table to open up. They know the drink that I want. I sit down. They send the waitress over that I like.
Yep.
Every fucking time.
Bam.
Okay. Now, I'll end with this because I want the other 2 guys to get their time, and they've been sitting there being very patient. Thank you, DoorDash. Thank you, Ghost. I really do appreciate it. But I'll leave you with this. Customers, the customers are listening right now. Listen to Rich and listen to me, please. Like, see the DoorDash for what they are. They're doing you guys a major service, okay? If you don't want to get up and you don't want to go get it, I understand. I've done it. Sometimes I don't want to cook. Sometimes after getting back from a 16-hour day, I don't want to get dressed after the shower and go back out and get my food. I get it. I understand. But they're doing you a major freaking thing. Like, okay, what was it? What's the old saying? If you fly, I'll buy. Yeah. What's the difference? All right. I mean, like, seriously, like, you're asking someone to go fly, man. Take care of him. When your buddy used to go buy you food, did he not either get food or you gave him some money for gas? I mean, again, this ain't rocket science here. This is basic shit. So,
I grew up with the analogy: ass, grass, or money. No rides free.
Right. Now, see, both of you guys did a super great job, and I am proud of this live right now because this is the first live where it's not all drivers doing the talk. We actually have a real customer who spends money on an app, and that's why I have to get both sides there. In case you guys did not understand, Richard is saying, hey, you guys as drivers, understand this. Do your job the right way. You'll get paid more. He's saying communicate, do everything else that we got to do as far as service. The customer on this end is saying, hey, when that service comes in like that, I see those things, I'm going to give you extra, which goes into what I say here on HotFacts. I say service wins above all. You can do the same order and do completely different service and get a completely different outcome. That is the way it is. Now we got DoorDash Revolution in. We got Ghost. Ghost, I'm going to get to you next. Revolution is here. People those of you who don't know, the DoorDash Revolution is an admin. He is a partner here on HotFacts. This is one of my main men. He does the reviews. People, I do the news. Okay. So what we are doing now is we have an agenda to get out there so that we can speak to more merchants, employees, and customers and bring them to the forefront so that we can help out the whole gig economy. So right now is an example of what is going on. Sin City Deliveries right there, people. That is Richard. Richard is a super great person in this community who has a lot of great experience, and he knows how to speak and educate. Just coincidentally, Vincent, who was a customer, just happened to chime in. So I did not want to waste the opportunity to educate the whole gig world on what a customer thinks and what a driver thinks. Now we got my main man, the DoorDash Revolution, who does reviews. Revolution, the floor is yours. Chime on in. You all good now? Go ahead. You just went mute, Rev.
DoorDash, hey, Rev, you having an old fart moment?
Start talking, Rev. Quit hitting the button and start talking.
You know what goes. You know what
all
goes.
Right, there you
you
go.
know what goes. We do that later, man. We trying to do a productive thing here. Okay. First and foremost, I thank all the gentlemen that are here today. You know, we had a good collaboration from what I have seen. And this is a start to where we can be able to reach out to customers and customers can reach out to us in the community. You know, where we can ask the right questions so we can get the right answers. Now, this is what I'm going to say, and I'm not going to be long. Last year was the pandemic. Okay. Everybody was forced to give larger tips, especially in areas that was further distance, or they wasn't going to get their food. Now it's a difference. All the restaurants is open up and everything, and people feel like, well, okay, we had a lot of bad service that took place and all of that. That also has a reflection on how people tip, because I'm a customer also. I'm a driver. I can talk about it from the driver perspective. I can talk about it from the customer perspective as well. Because when my vehicle was down, I was ordering food for that whole year. You know, I had good drivers, I had bad drivers.
Still with us, bro?
I think he lagged out a bit.
I think he's got bad reception. That might be why he's having an issue.
Rev, you might be in one of them spots, man. I know you in Mississippi. You might be in one of those spots.
The dead zones.
Yeah, all these spots that we're in down here, and Rev's probably about 3-4 miles from me, give or take. I don't know where he's at exactly, but our reception cuts in and out so bad down here. And I'm running 5G, 5 bar.
That's great. I'm running
Rev, hit
4G.
unmute and see if you can say something. Hit unmute, Rev, and see if we can hear you. Rev, can you hear me?
I'm going to open up my Dasher app. I don't know if it's going to kick me out of here if I go back on this screen or if I minimize. I don't know. I don't think I can keep this open. Can I keep it open?
You should be able to keep it open.
On my phone, my StreamYard stays open no matter what. Oh,
okay,
Did I not see my man down there? Whoa, what's up?
He was making a good point, you know.
No, Rev will be back on. We got Ghost here. We got Wesley in the building. He's up there in the and what can Brown do for you uniform? Are you in your UPS uniform?
Yeah, I'm in my my union vest. I'm gonna get ready to go in like 30 minutes. Can you hear me or?
Oh yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah.
But first, Ghost was here, so let me let Ghost get on in. Ghost, go ahead.
All right. Well, if you can inform me on the topics that you guys were going on, I just signed on, just got on my phone and saw that you were live. And I heard Las Vegas talking about, customer service. So give me a topic and I'll speak on it.
All right. Well, what we just ended up with Sin City, he was teaching drivers what they should do for customers, and then Vincent went on the customer realm to help the customers on what they can do to help the drivers. So now Revolution was about, he was giving his thing in there. So now you are in here now. So we ended up with them. Now, if you have anything extra to add on, what can a driver do for a customer? Because Sin City went over communication and things like that. What can you add on top of communication to how a driver can help a customer to make a whole better experience?
Okay, so on that, yes, communication is 100%. Communication is key for everything that you do. If I can't communicate with you, then I don't know. I don't know if you've had a bad experience in the past. I don't know if this is your first time ordering. If it is, I'm going to make sure it's 100% on point. And it's one of those, if we go into a fast food restaurant, we got to go in there, grab a couple extra ketchup packets, some mustard, salt, pepper, fork, spoon, whatever restaurant you're at. Just grab it and throw it in the bag. You don't have to ask. If it's out there ready, available, do it. That just shows above and beyond on your part. Now the customer is going to get their food and be like, oh, great, I got my condiments. I needed a fork. I needed a spoon. All my spoons are dirty at home. All my forks are dirty. Okay. So just go above and beyond just a little bit, and that makes the customer appreciate what they just did for us. Not for them, for us. They provided us a service. They didn't provide a service for them, or they would be DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Right.
And it's just going above and beyond and thinking, if going to a customer side, if I'm going to order food, well, I hope there's ketchup for my fries. I hope there's some ranch dressing for my fries. Most of these restaurants, they charge extra for the condiments, but get the basics. The basics helps, but it takes that customer mindset from the driver, because I can tell this right now, all drivers that drive for this app and these apps need to be customers. Don't just go out there and deliver food. You need to order some food to see what kind of service you're going to get. That'll put you in a mindset, oh, well, this driver didn't do that. This driver never communicated with me. My daughter, she orders DoorDash probably 4 or 5 times a week. Jesus. When she's with me. And, I pay for it, not a problem. But she told me last night, my daughter's 13 years old. She told me last night, she goes, Dad, these drivers here in Olive Branch, Mississippi, I text them, hey, can you get me some extra ketchup? Can you get me some extra honey mustard? They never text her back. So I told my daughter, give them a 1 star. Give them a 1 star. If you're not going to communicate with the customers, that's what you deserve.
I agree.
Plain and simple. When I get an order, I don't text the customer, I'm headed to the restaurant. I get to the restaurant, like I just did a Bonefish Grill restaurant or order. I was there about 7 minutes, and I knew it was going to take about 15, 20 minutes because this time of night, this area, not a problem. So I waited that 10-minute mark. Then I text my customer, said, hey, this is Ghost. You're a DoorDash driver. I'm at Bonefish. They are still preparing your order. As soon as it's done, I will let you know when I'm on my way. I immediately got a text back from the customer, says, thank you. And then I got another text back from that customer saying, thank you for communicating. That was from a customer. So that right there should speak words.
Yep.
Loudly, like on a microphone at a protest.
And he's not lying.
Now, Wesley, I know you got some food right there. Before you take this, Annie took the bite. He said, F you, Hot Facts. He said, F you. I got him right here. I got him right here. Wesley.
Yeah,
now you hopped on in. And people, let me give you a little backstory on Wesley here. This is the only.
This is the order I just got. I got to roll. I'm gonna dip out and start delivering for tonight. But you can see, look, that's the kind of stuff that comes in this area. Like, would anybody? Everybody would take that, right?
That's 2075. Is that what it says?
Yeah, 2075.
Can you? Oh, 2075. Okay. Yeah.
But hold on. Yeah. So it's 5 items. Here, I'll zoom it in. So it's 5 items, 9.2 miles. 2075, and it's from a sushi place. So you can see that's what I'm getting per mile just on initial, but I'm going to get paid more than that at the end.
Yeah. Well, from what you were saying, you're going to get more money than that. Okay.
I'll get more than 2075 to go 9.2 miles right now.
That's a large order.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes out to a total of $104.95.
There you go.
Large order alert.
Yeah.
He's gonna get $28. He's gonna get $28.
Something like that. I was gonna say $25 to $30.
Man, that would be so cool if someone made like a YouTube channel like explaining how to get large orders and Top Dasher and all that bullshit. That'd be so cool.
I just might have to.
Richard ain't
someone should do that and help the community out so other people can get large tips and shit.
Hold up. Now we got Wesley. Look like he about to get back out there to the floor. Before you get out there to the floor, man, I know you in the lunchroom. It look like you in the lunchroom. You know, you hopped on in. I gotta hear what you gotta say. Spit those hot facts before you go out there and start controlling people.
I'm actually at the apartment. That was some little Beijing I had, dude. I work at 6 every.
Hold up,
every
little
night.
Beijing off of Beijing.
That was
off
my
of,
leftover little. That was my leftover little Beijing.
Oh, little Beijing. I pick
Yeah.
up from there. That place is fire. All right, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
my shift's at 6, and I just thought I'd hop in real quick and just say hi and stuff. I never been in your live before, so I wanted to, and I got like 10-15 minutes and I gotta go.
All right. Yeah. Now, let me tell you guys this about Wesley right here, people. He leaves me messages on my actual, he leaves me messages that it's not even like a voicemail on the phone. I have to hit play on my actual text messages, and it's him talking, and I listen to what he's saying. He leaves me messages, people. This is a good one. We work in the same market over here. We go to the same places. When I tell you guys that the numbers and the places that I get, it's all actual factual. He sees all the places that I put on my videos. He knows that I am all around this damn city, knocking it out the park. And speaking of that, I have to do a segue here. I interviewed the mayor about 3 weeks ago. They were cleaning up the city, so I interviewed the mayor, and one of his associates there is Abadan Padilla. Okay, Abadan Padilla. He's in charge of the projects and the building of everything that goes on in our city. So he came from the hood, South Central LA. I ran into him today while I was doing orders and shooting film, and I hear someone say hot facts. So I turned around, and it was him. So he said, oh, so I walked on over to his truck. He was at Starbucks. He gave me his book. He published the book, and it's called, now check this out, From the Projects to the Projects. He came from the hood. Now he's doing projects, people, and he designs the buildings and the infrastructure for the city. That's what he does. And he gave me the book today. So I will be reading the book today, and I will be in contact with him. I told him I was going to call him either tonight or tomorrow to see how we can give away these books to help people, get moved and get on over the road a little bit. And we'll be passing out these books from the projects to the projects. Okay. So, and he designs, he's an engineer. He is the El Jefe. He is the head honcho, and there's construction going on in our city, and he is the man that's in charge of that also. So if you were driving in Moreno Valley and you see all the construction going on in the streets, he is the head honcho, people. He also represents Hot Facts, and he was with the mayor, and they agrees. I am in the community, people. This is what I do, and I'm going to read the book, and then we're going to start, I'm going to start breaking it down, and then start passing out this book to people who feels like they are in the projects and want to get to creating the projects. Now, Wesley, what you got to say? Now, I know you hopped in. Now, you're on Hot Facts now. If you don't know what to say, all you got to do is just speak what's on your mind. Hot Facts is the truth behind what you stand for. What you got to say. Say anything you want. It is all respected. Go ahead, my man.
Just thought I'd drop by and say hi. I haven't been in your live before, and not much, dude. I like the video about Blake Moore. I kind of saw that coming from a mile away. I've seen a lot of these YouTubers they do it's just not enough to get monetized and have views and followers. They do little scams and stuff, and I don't know. It's pretty interesting, honestly, and I don't.
It's pretty.
I don't have what to say.
It's pretty interesting. All right, that someone will go ahead and throw in. They're raising money for cancer to help some earnings, And that is pretty interesting. That is like, all right, we've all seen YouTube where you see these videos and then the person is like, and they're in like one of those red flyer wagons, or they're in a wheelchair and someone picks them up and they can actually walk. You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what it is to me. Anytime you go ahead and throw anything medical into raising money, and it has nothing to do with what you are doing, you know what? I can't say the consequences or what's going to happen to you in the future, but I just feel that's trash. Every man walking with 2 legs and a sack, and you got 2 unless you were born with 1, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And even though you got 1, you still know what I'm talking about. So if you get kicked in that 1, it's still gonna hurt. We don't condone that. We don't condone that at all. Being upfront and honest is the best business practice you can use. The minute you do something faulty, shisty, and shaky, you have ruined yourself forever, because all it takes is for one person to see you and just start writing things on tabloids, and then you are finished forever. So please, people, especially if you guys are in the public eye, you have 34,000 subscribers, you have 15,000, you got 10,000 people. When I had 1 subscriber, I felt the same way. You don't do anything like that. And it's a shame, because we get people that watch these channels and it doesn't matter what's going on. They just think that what that person is saying is all the way true. And then they go mimic and do all of these things. We cannot control everyone. We cannot do this and that, but all you can do is control yourself. So all I say is to everyone out there who has a regular head on your shoulder, you have all of your sandwiches in your picnic basket. You are not missing anything else when it's time to eat. You know what to do. Everyone else that's missing a couple sandwiches out that picnic basket, and Yogi Bear says, "Hey, boo boo, we're missing a sandwich," and then Boo Boo goes, "Yogi, yes." You know what happened? They were scammed. They missed the sandwich. Someone stole them from the picnic basket. And when that happens, everything goes wrong. We have had a great show here today, and it's going to continue right now. We have people dropping some extreme knowledge, dropping jewels. We have heard from customer. We've heard from driver. We've heard from a lot of things right now. Now, what I'm going to do is right now, I'm going to break away from the gig world right now. In the beginning of the video, I put up a video of 14 people being shot in Chicago.
Jesus.
Now, what you guys say, Ghost? Really quick.
It's off topic on everything. Last night, Halloween. My daughter didn't want to go trick-or-treating. I got her out there trick-or-treating. I said I would put on my DoorDash shirt and bring my DoorDash bag. Every house we went to, and y'all laugh at this, every house we went to, I screamed out, DoorDash! They saw my shirt. They saw my big catering bag that says DoorDash on it, and they said, "Where's our food?" And I said, "Where's my tip?"
Oh, you are hilarious. You did a food delivery trick or treat. You are hilarious for that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wish I would have got video of it, because every house we went to about 70 to 80 houses last night. And every house, I said, DoorDash. Every one of them said, "Where's my food?" And I said, "Where's my tip?"
That is hilarious.
You know, it's just something like that is so minuscule to put that in the customer's head, because they saw a DoorDash person there. It puts it in their mind, oh, well,
you were working undercover. You weren't trick-or-treating. You were going to put subtles in people's heads so the next time they order. You are hilarious. You were putting subtleties in their head. You are hilarious.
Well, I got a full bag of candy out of it, so.
Well, he's definitely putting a lot of good word in there for DoorDash. That's for sure. At least he's telling them.
Wow.
You know, we go out here. Do we do this for fun? No, we do not.
No, it's your job. It's your living.
It's our job. It's what we choose to do.
and my job goes to, I deal with the shittiest fucking humans on the face of the planet, other than people that work in the penal system. But I swear to God, some of the people that I work with probably deserve to be in prison. But I mean, you know, and I'll bend over backwards for people in my business. I'll get them jobs for free. I will put money back in their pocket after an insurance claim. That and everything's done completely legit, 100% legal. And, you know, I'll never get a call back. Some people don't even thank me. I will go to pick up the final check on a job, and like I've put thousands of dollars in their pocket that I did not have to. Okay. Like some of these guys, their daughters and sons are going to college because of me, and not even a thank you. So yeah, I can only imagine. And you guys deal with 10, 15, 25 customers a day. I can only imagine what you guys get told or what gets said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm usually shit at you. People talking
I'm
shit
usually
to you.
about 30 to 35 customers a day.
That's insane, dude. That's crazy. And I bet you, am I wrong in this? But do you guys is it that they just don't talk to you when you get there, or do you only get a negative response? Like, how often do you guys get like a positive, hey, thank you, whenever you guys?
Oh, I get it. You watch my videos. If you watch my videos, I get it all the time. People are mad at me because I get more than the average person because of my communication skills. And that's part of my gifts that I do. You get it. You have to know how to communicate with the person. Each person is different when you approach them. Every person has a different personality and a different approach system. You have to know body language and all that other stuff. Whoever don't, then it's just weird. But check this out though. I'm going to show this right now. There are 14 people shot. There are 14 people shot in one spot in Chicago. 3-year-old baby was shot. Check this out. Check this out. Now that is nuts. 3-year-old, all of this. There were people out there at a visual and they were letting off balloons and things like that. And then all those people get shot. A lot of people in critical condition. So
that was Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chirac. That was in Chirac. What are your thoughts? Everyone, floor is open. What's your thoughts on that? Floor is open.
Wow. Did they say how many people died versus casualties? I know 14 people shot. Was there anyone actually killed?
No one has passed yet, but there are people fighting for their lives in critical condition.
Okay. And do we know anything about the gunman? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4?
They approached in the vehicle and shot up everybody.
So we don't know how many assailants were in the vehicle. Do we know what weapons were used?
Nope. They didn't give that out. They have to pick up the bullets and then decide if they're going to let the public know.
Because I mean, you know, as I'm just trying to evaluate it as if I'm doing it on a scene, like, you know, when I was overseas. So,
yeah.
You know, like if we're, I mean, 14 people is a lot. I know that everyone's, you know, thinking right now this is probably something to do with, you know, angry male toxicity, whatever, all that bullshit. But 14 people is a lot. So my guess would be at least 2 to 4 gunmen. And the fact that there's no deaths, that also tells me they didn't know what they were doing. And
exactly.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's why I was curious. Do we know how many rounds were fired? Has anyone said how many rounds were actually fired?
They have not let any of that out at all. We don't know any of that. We're not talking
14 precise shots is what I'm saying. Like, they didn't fire 14 completely accurate shots.
No,
they let off. They let off.
This is like 2 to 4 guys like sitting there like
you're looking at about 250 shots.
Yeah, like that's a lot of ammo, man, which means that the people were running probably for a good 15 seconds at least. And that means they were firing for 15 to 30 seconds. And I'm curious as to why so many people had leg injuries. Maybe they were laying down in the van. It was a van, right?
I forgot what vehicle it was. I forgot what vehicle it was.
If it was a van,
but it's under investigation now. I think it might have been an SUV, a all black one. I think.
Here's the best part, though. The troll didn't make an appearance in that entire thing. She's not even there. She's gone. She doesn't want anyone talking to her. Mrs. Lightfoot's at home, like hoping nobody wants to interview her.
Man.
What was the
Man.
stat drop last year? They said something ridiculous like 216 or 220 violent crimes happen every weekend in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, like the way it is, if you don't play for a sports team, and I have no aspirations to go to Chicago. I don't want to go there to go to any other places to try food. At the mom and pop places. I don't want to go anywhere around there because it's crazy. It's
Well,
crazy.
Hot facts. I know Chicago. Excuse me. I know Chicago like the back of my hand. I know where Deerfield Park is. I know where Highland's at. I know all the areas. I know the restaurants to go to. I grew up and was born and raised in St. Louis, and we would always go to Chicago. I'd go out to Navy Pier, go to Shedd Aquarium, everything. Chicago is.
You ain't going there no more.
I'll go tomorrow if I have to.
You ain't going there tomorrow. You are not going there tomorrow.
But listen, what I'm saying is Chicago is like little New York. You've got certain communities throughout that whole entire area. And if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, that happens. What you just showed from that news clip, we had an incident here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, Memphis is crazy. I put up Memphis news. All y'all do is kill in Memphis. That's all that happens.
There was a guy that they were trying to catch for 8 hours, shot 7 people, injured 13, if I'm not mistaken, and they finally caught him. That was about a
really matters
month
where
and a
you go.
half ago.
You're gonna have violence in every single city, every single town, every place is gonna have a gun shooting. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's what's gonna happen. There's safer areas to go to, not safer areas. But all in all, you can't control it. Just imagine like what happened out here with the guy at like the Bellagio or whatever it was, the Mirage or something that he shot at him. Killed like 50-something people out here in Vegas during the concert.
At the concert, allegedly.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a government thing, 100%.
No one dude shot a machine gun from that deflated position. The way that they described, there's no way, dude. I've literally looked at the angles and looked at what he supposedly did it with. That whole story has so many holes in it. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah, I think it was they were selling guns with like the government or whatnot, and I think something went wrong, and it was a gun deal gone wrong. And I think the guy that got shot and died, the old guy, I think the guy they said did it, he was an FBI agent, and I think he got fucking killed and murdered because he got caught trying to sell guns or something. That's what I think it was. And there was a leak.
He had no previous record, dude. The guy didn't even have a traffic ticket.
Yeah, there's also a video that went out on Facebook, and this is when it first happened. And since I'm in Las Vegas, we got this information right away, and it was a leak from Joe Lombardo, the city fucking police captain or chief or something, and
the police communications officer, the CCO.
That's who he was, Rich. That's what he's saying.
Oh no, Rich might be in one of those zones. We've been on for about 3 hours now. Dang. All right, people, we have gone way on past how long I do a show. So this is what we are gonna do right now because my stomach is kind of growling right now. I'm kind of hungry.
Either, man. I gotta eat. Yeah.
I made some burritos last night.
I can order some Uber Eats for you or some DoorDash for you.
Oh no, man, nope.
You can order from Memphis, Tennessee. I'll drive all the way out there. You just got to tip me about $500.
Let me tell you how I eat. I made burritos last night with my steak meat. Made them, did all of that. The night before that, I made the Korean barbecue short ribs. People, let me tell you how you make these. People are like, what? You make what? Yeah, and all I did, I make it with the rice. I go ahead, put the salad, slice up some oranges, and I do the short ribs. Let me give you a recipe right now, people. Real quick, short marinade that will make your short ribs taste good. All you do is this. Go ahead and get you season your meat, salt, pepper. I use garlic powder and paprika. That's what I use. I season my meat, do all that. But then the marinade is simple, people. some soy sauce, people, some brown sugar, and put you a little bit of ginger in that. You mix that on up, put that inside the Ziploc bag with them short ribs, get it all nice and good. Put that inside your refrigerator for about 35, 40 minutes. Let it do its thing. Put that on your griddle. Let it cook 2.5, 3 minutes on each side. It's gonna come out tasting just like you went to the restaurant. Let me tell you that. And if you don't have no brown sugar, you can use a little bit of regular sugar. Go ahead and do that. But that's that. We go get into these final thoughts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 people, including me. We're gonna start with Big Vince right now. We're gonna start with Big Vince. Because I love the way my man gets across. He
Thanks,
gets on here with no lack of confidence in saying what he has to say. So right now, last final words for the people out there. If you want to tell them about whatever you want as being a customer, the floor is yours. Final words before we get on out of here.
Robert, I'm not a moderator. Would you mind dropping my link in the chat, man? Is that okay with you?
I got you. Let me go. Yeah, go ahead and give the final words. I'm gonna go ahead and get that done for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. First off, I want to send all condolences out to the people of Chicago. I mean, that's horrible. The 14 families or however many families are affected by that. That's insane. Especially being a Marine, especially being someone that has been in many of those situations. Like that's a horrific nightmare, no matter what. So God bless you. I hope that you guys are doing well. Guys, as far as what we talked about tonight, the customers and the drivers that are still in the chat, that are still there listening right now, Richie made some really good points. I mean, he was on point. Ghost, of course, appreciate it. Weird Wesley, I don't see him there, but that was cool having him come on for his first time. That was nice. Guys, please come check out my channel, Vincent De Leon. It is not a channel that there's not a lot of them on YouTube right now. I'm trying to get something going here. I'm trying to get my message out as fast as possible. I try to do motivational stuff. I try to talk to people that feel like they're lost and feel like there's no hope. And I think right now, especially with everything that's happened in the last, well, let's just say 6.5 years, I think a lot of people are lost. And I think a lot of people need to know that they're not alone. And I'm speaking to both men and women, especially with the younger generation right now, especially to people between the ages of 18 and 30. There's a lot of issues going on right now. We can't say certain words on YouTube, but the self-assisted or family-assisted loss of life has gone up. And there's a reason why. And we have to – the biggest message I always tell everyone on my channel is we can't do this alone, ladies and gentlemen. We have to have each other. Since the beginning of time, humans have worked together and destroyed each other. We are very good at doing both. I would much rather choose to work together than destroy each other. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks for having me on the panel, Robert. I really do appreciate it, of course, as always. And like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Like, share, and subscribe. Everyone, every person on this panel right here, head to their channels, like, share, and subscribe, people. That's what you got to do. Everyone that gets on Hot Facts has got something to say, and you will not be disappointed. We're going to head on over to Ghost now. Final words for Ghost.
Well, Vince, my hat is off to you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time in the military. Thank you for being a Marine. Hoorah.
Thank you. Hoorah.
And going to the families of Chicago, yes, my heart is broken for these families. These are innocent people, especially that 3-year-old. That 3-year-old is just learning how to walk. That 3-year-old is learning how to eat, how to talk. And somebody as senseless does that to a community. But it also goes back to us. Yes, we are delivery drivers, but we can go out there, we can spread joy. We can be friendly with everybody we talk to every day, all day long. If I can go out and provide a meal for somebody that does not have the money to give a tip, and that's all they have is just to order, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We have to come back to the simple thought process is, if it were me, what could I do at that time? So on the customer and driver situation, yes, customers need to understand where to go, how to go, and, you know, if it's worth my time. But if you've got that gut feeling, which a lot of my orders I take that are gut feelings, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Take it. But the main thing is, like Sin City said, every city is going to have shootings. Every city has bad areas. Every city does. You can go up to Fargo, North Dakota, and I've been there many a times with my dad. My dad's a traveling minister. And there's bad areas up there. You wouldn't think it. It's in the middle of a cornfield, a wheat field. But think about yourself, but also think about the customer and put yourself in that customer's shoes. Yes, you might have made $1,000 this week. They only might have made $350, and they're just trying to put food on the table for their kids. So be mindful. God will bless the people that do his work. God will put forth that next step.
All right now.
He will.
That's Ghost 77 right there, people.
But
I know that's all you gotta say, because you went to God. Anytime any man go to God, he winding up. He winding up and settled it on down.
Ghost from Memphis, Tennessee. If any of y'all want to come here, I'll show you all a good time. I'll tell you where to go, when to go, how to go, and I'll take you some amazing mom and pop restaurants.
Oh yeah. Now we got Big Rich. We got Big Rich right there. Don't man. Yeah, Rich right now. You are on the final words with Big Rich. Big Rich. You know what? Go ahead. Wesley, are you there? Is Wesley there?
No, I think Wesley left his camera on. He said he had to go to work in 15 minutes, like half an hour ago, bro.
All right, I just want to show. Where is it here? Did I not take? Oh, I was like, did I not?
Go ahead, Rich. The floor is yours.
I closed that delivery out. If you guys remember what it was before, it was for like 2025 or something like that, right?
2025.
I took it because I believe it would be a hidden tip, right? Now, hidden tips aren't always like spectacular, right? But
I guess $28. I guess 28 something.
Nah, it only hid $2 from me, but still, it still comes out to $22.25. I don't know when I grabbed that one. It couldn't have been any more than 20 minutes ago or something.
Yeah, but that was like 9 miles
15 minutes ago. So
it was 9 miles. It was 9 miles. Yeah, winner chicken dinner. Winner chicken dinner. Now, Rich, go ahead and drop these jewels. Final words. Go ahead and drop these jewels on these people. I know you got
All right. So the first thing is just saying thank you to everybody who chimes in, everybody that's like part of the community, obviously, because without everybody watching, then we wouldn't have any of this, right? And then I also want to thank everybody that follows Top Dasher and takes it seriously and doesn't think it's a joke. Because I know when there's majority of people talking about something, it's very hard to listen to the non-majority speak about it and believe that there's any validity behind it. And right now on YouTube there's still a massive group of people that have never been a Top Dasher who only talk about the movie that they saw. Like, you know, as people watch a movie and then they regurgitate what they see from the movie. Top Dasher and the whole Decline Now, No Tip, No Trip, and that whole community that got created around that is still just living like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And they're not living in the current moment of like what's actually physically happening now. You got Diamond Program that's changing, which is showing you priority. Diamond Program is what Top Dasher was without the mask on it. Or sorry, Top Dasher is the mask, right? And Diamond Program has taken the mask off, and they said, if you hold a 50%, we'll give you orders. If you hold a 70%, we'll give you even higher orders. So thank you to everybody that took Top Dasher seriously, because that's how the model is working in every Top Dasher zone right now. You still have priority access over all of the orders, but what's cool is you don't have this differing between 50% and 70%. We unlocked all of them. And large order program unlocks everything at that point to where you get offers like I just got, where you go 9 miles and make $22 in 20 minutes of time. right? And
Easy.
this is what people really want from the app. This is where people want to say they want to make good money, or they want the app to work for them. Well, this is how you do it. You have to be part of the programs. You can't just turn on your app and fish all day and get a $22 offer. It's probably never going to hit your phone. And at the same point, you can't go onto forums now and say DoorDash is shit because you are a shitty dasher.
Right? No, you're right.
Look,
Right.
I got Top Dasher again for the month of November, and I'm on the large order program. I'm on the pizza program. I called DoorDash. Now, Top Dashers, look at your email. There is a different phone number if you're a Top Dasher than calling into DoorDash.
Yep, you get priority.
You get priority. I've used it 2 times today.
It rings once for me, and it goes, "Hello, this is Becky with DoorDash. How can I help you, Richard?" Instantly.
That's what priority means. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to read you guys this order I did earlier. I did an order earlier before it was my second to last order. This order came in. I got paid $17.54, okay, for going 6.1 miles. Okay, went ahead and got that one there. But when I got there, see, the guy tipped me extra because the trip was gonna be is just kind of like Richard. It was gonna be $15. I got paid $17.54. But when I got there, coincidentally, I already knew the guy's name. He's the owner of the company he has there. He has a huge warehouse, and he had to come back from San Diego to babysit his staff. He was mad. He was happy to see me and tell the story on why he was there. He knew once he saw my face, his order was going to be good. He always tips me extra. The last time what happened was I took him the food. He tipped me extra and said, "I'm not giving this guy food." He effed up and he gave me his sandwich. And that's what that happened. That came from the owner of the place. So so that stuff happens, people. You get in good with the people when you do your thing. Remember, it is your business. How you operate your business is how you operate your business. Can't no one tell you nothing about how you operate. If you tend to get more than the next man and you try to give them some insights and they blow it off, don't try to teach them anymore. To each his own. Let them go down their own path once you have already done your thing, and let them know. If they don't want to see what it is, let them go by themselves. Those are my final words right there. What you got, Ghost?
Got a question. Who on here in the panel right now does Uber Eats?
That's me.
Just you?
Seldom I will, but
okay. My dad does Uber Eats. He's a diamond driver.
Mm-hmm.
He is also a Top Dasher. He is also 78 years old. And my dad ran into a situation, and I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. My dad ran into a situation yesterday. He picked up for 2 customers, 2 different restaurants. He had a double on Uber Eats. And the restaurants, well, not the restaurants, but Uber Eats switched the addresses from the restaurants. Dad went, dropped off the first one, and they said, "Oh, well, that's not what I ordered. I didn't order from this restaurant. I ordered from that other restaurant." Dad looked at his phone and said, "Oh, well, I got to go pick that one up next."
Oh, all right. So you know what? On Uber Eats, that has happened to me when you can pick up stacked orders for the same person. Normally,
well, it wasn't the same person. It was for 2 different people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then, hey, the order was ready at one, and the other person, that's where it came from. So, you go get it or you don't. We can't control anything else like that.
So what my dad did is he picked that order up. The customer said, "That's not right." Dad called the restaurant, because that's who my dad is. My dad's a preacher. He does the right thing. and he called that restaurant and said, "Hey, look, y'all gave me the wrong order for the wrong person." And be like, "Well, we don't have an order for that person here." So he looked on his phone and found out that the order that he was picking up that Uber Eats told him to go to was at the wrong restaurant.
Yeah,
So
you got to call customer support.
Uber Eats switched the orders, but kept the customers' names.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's to me, that's just a technical difficulty there. That's just that was just a glitch in the matrix. That's not gonna happen. Probably he won't have that happen ever again. That was just a glitch in the matrix. When my
dad, I was talking to him and I said I'm on HotFacts all the time, and he said, "Yeah, ask them, ask the panel, ask everybody that does gig delivery and everything."
That was just a glitch.
See what they have to say.
Don't look into it, Papa Ghost. Papa Ghost, don't look into it. That was just a glitch in the matrix. That will not happen again. Whoever else is driving and something like that happens, don't think that it happens every single time, and don't let that stop you from doing what you got to do. As of that, people, everyone knows what's about to happen now until the next caper. Oh yeah, people, we out of here like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2, but I'm gonna give a round of applause to my people here one more time. People, thank you guys for watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese, and I do apologize for my live stream yesterday. They were fixing the stuff and the connection was messed up, so I ended it. So hopefully you guys got a good one. Vincent, I will be on your next one because guess what? I fell asleep while I was eating while I was on your live, and then I went trick or treating.
I even told you to come on. Like you stopped. Like you put a couple messages in there, and then I was like, "Yo, bro, come on, man."
I went to the kitchen. I went to the kitchen, man. Made my burrito, and then my daughter walked in, and then I took me I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and it was time to trick or treat. So you know what, people? Yesterday was so. Yes, Hot Facts is back. Vince, your next one. I am fully in there. Fully in there. What's up, Ghost?
Hey, make sure you plug Vincent's information. I want to subscribe and be a patron of him.
I pinned his link. His link is pinned up there now. Yeah, the link is pinned.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ghost. I appreciate it, man.
Not a problem. My hat's off to you, brother.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Did you serve, Ghost?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, did you serve?
No, I never served, but I've got 9 people in my family that served.
There you go. That's why. Well, you said UA and ours is URA, so I didn't know if you were Army or not. Sometimes Army says HUA or UA, so I didn't know.
Oh yeah. See,
well, I'm a little bit of northern and southern accent, so
there you go. Right.
But yeah,
Wesley, we already finished up, Wesley. Wesley, we already finished up, man. Give your final words, man.
Say something, Wesley.
Give your final words, man. Give your final words. You back. Give your final words before we head on out.
My name is Wes. I'm not the best. You watch Hot Facts. That's that. Hope you guys have a good one. I'm at UPS, trying to avoid the stress. I go with my own flow. I don't follow Pedro.
Okay.
You just put it where it sticks. R.I.P. Cherry Pick.
You know what? R.I.P. Cherry Pick. My man had to give him the rip.
That flow right there. Oh my God!
Take your name to Flow Rider, bro.
Come on now. That's
but he said. But did you hear what he said? He said,
"Rest in peace,
rest in peace to Cherry Pick." He had to give him the rip. He has no hair on his face because he got bicked. I had the banana peel on the floor to make him slip. I could rhyme and do my thing. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Holler at you guys later. Hot
Later,
facts,
guys.
we out. Peace.
Hot facts, love you, man.